90. Caleb.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if it's
No, I didn't.
okay.
You guys liking the new house?
Oh yeah. It's real nice. Community's real nice. It's dead silent still. Love it.
I'm jealous in one regard, which is that you're not going to have any freaking stuff break for the next 10 years.
Oh yeah.
I feel like stuff's breaking at my house every day.
Really?
Every single day.
You hit that like 15-year mark. Is that about it?
20-year mark. Yeah.
20 years?
And
Yeah.
I tell you what, it's like
I mean, yeah,
you
20
get
years.
one thing fixed and the next thing breaks. Ongoing.
270. Yeah, we're at 22 years and we've replaced both air conditioners. Knock on wood, hot water heaters are the next. I'm sure.
That one's not fun. It's not as bad as the AC.
Especially since our openings aren't wide enough for the tank. We're gonna have to go tankless just like that, or they're gonna have to like remodel our ceiling. Alright, shut down, guys.
Sorry, good. I was just bluffing. I just have some hair.
Good. Close. Hey, close. Look at that. Alright, sounds like we're going to be back up. The video is going to be delayed again, so we'll be starting. Hands here shortly.
We're back to scanning.
Shortly. She hasn't told me yet. I heard her talking. Okay, are we ready to start scanning again? Alright, we are going to start scanning with this hand, guys. Just move the bumper.
It's back up.
What?
It's back up right
We're
now.
back up right now, yep. So phones off the rail, please. Hey, we're at the 15-minute delay again, so it'll be, it's as if we started anew, unfortunately.
She tell you?
Yeah, we also got like, they give us like a 10-year warranty.
My last house before this one was new. I just
That's
thought,
why, and David usually has it on, that's why.
Yeah.
Raise 15, so
The only thing that we really have to do is like, we're currently watering our grass.
Well,
Well, we did it to set it and we didn't water it enough. So now I've been like,
I noticed you stopped saying hi to me. I haven't said.
I need to sneeze probably.
I found it. He'll know what I'm talking about.
Okay, that's also what I was
A lot of it ended up going brown. It's taken like a month, but it's like,
Thank you very much, Kevin, appreciate
yeah,
it.
it needs like a ton of water to get it out. I don't know what it is, it just takes so much water.
Really good. It's just
Yeah.
very filling.
very expensive.
Yeah.
7
Like,
check. I didn't remember.
I think it's like, I mean, after like fucking February.
1 check.
I think it was like 16 plus
Yeah,
It's a
overall,
double
really
patty, but it's very thin.
yeah, yeah.
only complaint I have,
Yeah, it's like
they didn't put insulation on the interior walls,
2 slices of cheese.
and so like,
yeah,
it's like in
Bunch
here,
of like jalapeno.
yeah, very good. Great drunk food.
that's like
don't
really
That
disappointing.
would make sense. That would explain, yeah.
Yeah, I'm still kind of
My
upset.
kid has the middle
tried
version of the two
last time I was
bedrooms.
there.
And when my parents are here, so they can hear the TV, and I make them think that
Yeah, I think,
insulation on that wall.
yeah,
Thank
as
you
part
very
of
much,
like
Josh.
the builder we went through, they say they have like energy efficient homes and stuff, and I think they mentioned that was something that like
Well, that's what makes
helped
it
with
good.
like
You
the
gotta patty, like it, you gotta fill your taste buds.
insulation in your walls, I think.
Yeah, if you flag your walls like extra.
If you don't have a vent, you need to remove them. It should
Yeah.
And most builders put it in.
Yeah, they put a vent there now.
Yeah. I don't know, that's an hobby.
Especially like adding on
Yeah, it's only on the interior.
interested in just like in May for just like events or something.
That's like my only complaint about it. It's tough to get a reservation.
And I know it's going to be expensive this one. I think they have like a thing now where like they can.
It's gonna be, it's a 15-minute delay, but
It's like it's got this thing, yeah, they can like just cut a hole, like a small hole in the wall, or like from the attic, and you can just like, yeah, they have like foam that expand.
Like 3 different parts of like rare wagyu.
Yeah,
You can get the $10 for
That plate of cubes costs
$210.
Big Slick.
I mean, it's in
Have we been muted?
I think
We have been muted. Sorry, folks. So this is TCH Live from Austin. The 2-5 game. We'll reintroduce ourselves. I'm Uncle T, and we've got Whammo, America's favorite 1970s toy, the Frisbee.
Yeah, we've had a little bit of a tech issue, but we've got it resolved here. I think everybody is back with us. So
Yeah, thank you for rejoining us. Yeah, I had a bit of a tech problem, and our producer David was on an airplane, so was of limited help. Mosquito Josh has got the ace queen. Just James has got the draw. All he needs is a 10. Nobody's got clubs.
yeah, no spades. It would have been quite the battle
it would've.
between just James and Kevin.
Kevin does have the second bottom pair. And pretty much a complete blank on the end, so
Yeah,
Mosquito
total
Josh
brick.
is going to pick this pot up with top. Not worried about his kicker, as I would be. He's smarter than I am.
I know they're big in like LA.
So we're rejoining. You saw a couple of hands there, but we're at hand 14. Didn't miss too much. Evidently, we missed a really good slow roll by Doug, which is why
wow.
the table reacted on our last hand. He slow rolled his nut clubs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and as Doug is,
Sounds like Doug.
he does that. Yeah, he does. Doug does not mind playing the villain. He revels in it.
Oh yeah, Bertram was talking about someone and
And Max is gonna push his
Wow.
jack. He's all in
Makes
for
a
an
move
803.
here, all in.
And he doesn't know it from his lack of experience, but that is the loosest player at the table in Josh. So let's see if Josh can find a call for his entire stack. Now he hates his, this is actually perfect because he hates his kicker. So he's like, I get beat by every 2 pair. He's basically only beating a bluff here.
So we split.
He loses to King 10, 10-8. The Uncle
Yeah,
T
he has
hand.
top pair, but it's really just a bluff catcher.
Yeah, totally a bluff.
I haven't known
But it's 15-minute delay. It's not straight for another 15
At the
minutes.
same time, this is a card that,
But there's nothing to count it yet. 'cause it's not-
oh, looks like he's going to get rid of it.
You're on.
I told him like this is how
Yeah, I
Really doesn't beat much.
no, he beats nothing other than a jack,
Yeah.
which is what.
He
Wow,
he
great
beats
play by
busted
Max.
hearts,
Max,
but
Max
that's
bluff.
about it.
very nice.
Nice hand.
Very nice. So that takes the lead for bluff of the night. Earlier, Kevin
Yeah.
KY did have a bluff that won a hand that we were pretty impressed with against Doug. And Doug will not get to see that probably because of the break. So, not unless he watches tomorrow. So we move on to hand 15. They did start with I think hand 6, they started with a mandatory $10 straddle.
Yeah, that's a impressive bluff by Max
Very
Value.
much.
It takes some gumption to make that move,
Gumption.
especially for your whole stack. Oh, did I just age myself?
Yeah, no, you just localized yourself. So if you do not know what the
Yeah.
word gumption means, just let us know in the chat, and as 2 very deep-seated Texans will explain it to you.
Kevin with the Ducks here.
No connection to Forrest Gump. So let's clarify that. It's not a Gumpism. Max Value's got a really pretty hand. One of my favorite premium hands.
Yeah. fallen more in love with
And
king
he
queen
takes it
suited.
with a bet. Kevin immediately folds. Kevin folds his queen. What's that?
I've fallen more in love with king queen suited over time.
Yeah, me too.
At first, it's kind of tough to play because you can be out kicked by ace king, ace queen. But yeah, it's a very playable hand.
The great thing about it is if you take the initiative pre-flop, you can really isolate the ranges of the hands that you're up against.
Yeah.
Your ace king is going to come over the top of you almost always, at least with more sophisticated players. There are some that will lie in the weeds with it. Some people don't like it because it's just a drawing hand. But I'll tell you honestly, I would rather play king queen than ace king. Now that sounds silly. But
I actually
just
know
seem
what
to
you
have,
mean.
You know, better luck, and I seem to make more straights out of it. And you know, it's just optimized.
Yeah, he's got the rockets here.
Yeah, he's optimized his drawing.
And Optimize actually has been raised.
By Mosquito Jaw. No, I take it back. It was just a call. He raised 125 call. I thought Mosquito Josh raised too.
So almost 400 to a flop. The Rockets are going to still
there
be
was
good.
a hard draw. No, there was not a hard draw. He's got the no hard.
Bottom pair for Mosquito. He might be sticky with this, potentially.
And boy, in Optimize's position, you just hope they hit this flop.
That's about 1/3 pot.
8-4 gets away from here, as it should have left the building already. He does have middle pair, but may make him want to go fishing for another pair.
Interesting call.
Oh, and he
And
gets
the 8,
rewarded.
2 pair, and
And a
Optimize.
spades draw for Mosquito Josh.
Wow, what a turn card.
That is as actionable on these three hands. That is
There's basically no other card that could have been more action than the 8 of spades.
yeah. He's going to bet and he's going to get call. You know, the only thing I can see is Mosquito being the person that he is, the player that he is. He may come over the top of this draw. But 625 is a really big bet, so I doubt that'll happen.
Yeah, Mosquito.
Well, actually, it's
I'm
almost
gonna
all of
predict
Mosquito's
that
stack.
Mosquito jams.
Yeah, I agree.
He's got a pair and a flush draw.
Yeah, and a huge pot.
He's not getting away.
Yeah,
And here it
there
comes.
goes the big stack, or the smallest stack is going to push it all in.
Optimize has to hate that. He knows his aces are not good. He's going to need to.
But can he fold $90 to $92? This is not anything that SJ can re-bet on, so it's too small. It's not an official raise.
Yeah, SJ's going to.
Yeah,
I think he's probably posturing a little bit just so maybe he gets action from Optimize. Sometimes when you have a player behind you, it's okay. You're not slow rolling, but you're just
you're feigning weakness when you feel really good.
Right.
I mean, he's getting beat by sets, obviously, but most likely both of these players are drawing. He doesn't know that Optimize needs a deuce. Doesn't get it, but the spades do get there for Mosquito Josh.
Wow. Mosquito is going to win it all.
He is going to take it all.
There will be a side pot, most likely.
Man, I don't know. I think I checked this down to the spades, both of them.
Yeah.
I mean,
brutal run out for Optimize.
It's worse for SJ. He knew he was ahead. Wow.
The Mosquito is going to win $2,672.
They're going to be beside themselves when they see his hand. Of course, Optimize does not have emotional swing, so he's going to just chalk this up to aces suck.
Bad variance, yep.
Yeah. Had the big blocker to both the straights. Didn't work.
Yeah, actually, that's a great point. He had blockers to both flush draws on the turn.
He's So Optimize here, and I get it, is going to try to create a little bit of a side pot. Going to make a bet of, what is that, 400?
It's like, yep, 400.
He gets a
Quick
call.
call.
So Optimize is the big loser, and he lost an additional 400. And they're going to do the side pot first, so Josh gets to see, and he's going to slow out. Yeah, the table. Everybody that wasn't in the hand, including us, enjoyed that. There's two players that hated it. And
Looks
Kristen
like he's
gets
gonna
out
muck.
her shovel.
Has the flush. What a hand for Mosquito.
Even gets a chuckle out of Kristen. Well, that's hand of the night so far. That's,
Hand of the night
it's
so
we
far.
haven't had a lot of hands to comment on, but that's amazing.
Yeah, Optimize. Just a terrible run out for aces.
Oh, yeah, he gets the turn was terrible. Of course, obviously he was bad the whole way after the turn, but, wow, that's just brutal for the aces.
It's okay. As long as it wasn't pocket nine.
Well, if we know one thing about Optimize, he can come back.
Oh, yeah.
We've
Oh,
seen
yeah.
him.
Yeah, he's the master at that.
It's gonna be the burn. King of clubs.
We've seen him stuck before and
4 full, 5 full, 6 full.
digs out a profit.
And, of course, what is great about playing really poor hands, you immediately get a great hand. This is just like when I made the Royal, and Jesse dealt me the aces the very next hand, and I had players that were tilted over my Royal right behind me, and I jammed on the aces, got the call from the player that was super steamy, and 2 boards, and I came out good. Like, that's exactly what you want when you lucked into a hand, is you want to. Now, these players are not as likely to get steamy.
I think the converse of that also is if you ace high flop.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Mosquito.
It's all Mosquito
Top
all the
pair,
time
strong
right now.
kicker.
Yeah. The converse of that is what?
If a player's on a heater, I think they're better able to make hero calls.
Yeah. Yeah.
And trust their instincts.
Well, the crazy thing about that hand is I thought to myself when I saw these aces, this guy's going to call me if I jam because he's steamy. What I didn't know is the man to his left had queens. He went in the tank and then called.
Oh, wow.
And I got an ace on the top board, and it was a clean run out on the second board. So I thought, well, I should just walk out now. I'm up 1,600, 1,802 hands. I need to leave. But I didn't.
Queen on the turn. Mosquito actually somewhat improving because it reduces the likelihood that one of his opponents has ace-queen.
Yeah, it's a good point. Card removal, always a factor. Should always be thinking about the ranges of your opponents and then thinking about the card removal.
SJ is like, you just played deuce 3 suited. Is my top pair good? With basically no kicker.
Yeah, 3 deuce. Yeah,
Gets out of there.
Good.
Nice fold.
Good. A side of a level-headed player.
And Barber's thinking, I just saw you play deuce 3 suited, and I've got a pair.
Is my third pair good?
He gets out of there.
Yeah, okay. So this is what you don't get at a table of advanced players, is you don't get I don't know what you call it, reputation equity.
Thank you very much, Josh.
They don't give it to you.
Yeah.
Did I just make a thing up there? Like previous hand
I know
equity?
exactly what you mean, actually.
Yeah. Image
Reputation
equity.
is,
Yeah, that might be better. Image equity.
yeah, is very valuable.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want the 20, right?
Yeah, actually, I'm a little surprised Mosquito didn't make a little more money in that pot for that exact reason. Has a loose image in general.
He's
Usually
still not
VPIP's
complaining
quite
about
high.
much after tripling up. So
No, it's not the right one.
Just James, been a bit quiet thus far.
Yeah.
Really strong
5 full, 6 full, 7 full,
professional player here in Austin.
25.
Yeah, I love to hear him tell the story about his grandma teaching him poker when he was 3 or 4
Yeah,
years old.
it's so similar to how you learned. Very cool.
from my grandfather. Yeah. Yeah, grandmas, though, that's a little more rare.
Yeah, probably.
I love that woman. I have never met her. But a woman after my own heart, regardless of her age.
Ace Jack here for Optimize.
Yeah, because if it says 0,
Just James and Max Value sharing kings.
there's 5 people watching.
Ace high flop.
Yeah, middle pair
Yeah.
for max value.
Monotone
But all
board.
diamonds, and with nobody has a diamond, probably not going to kind of put the cap on this action a little bit.
Optimize wishing his jack was a diamond.
Yeah, this is a great check here. Some people would raise because or bet because they think, gosh, I need to keep away from that 4th diamond. Optimize knows he's going to get information more from checking than he is from betting. Interesting call by max value. Just James with basically nothing, except for a backdoor straight draw, was the one that took and put out the little
and
feeler
3
bet.
8s for max value.
Wow.
Gets there.
Optimize is never going to want to see an ace again.
Yeah, Optimize not running great thus far.
Just James is repping the diamonds still.
Yeah, max value, he can't go anywhere. It'll be interesting to see if he decides to protect his trips here with a raise or just flat call.
Yeah, that would really be a high-level play.
Very curious to see what he does here.
Yeah, I'm interested in
Has
this.
the bluff of the night thus far.
Yeah, had the bluff of the night. Now let's see if he does. Let's see what his poker acumen when he's ahead is in a board that's very wet. Polarized by the pot size bet.
The Texas card. The TCH Austin Facebook. Check the Texas card house. It made that switch.
Wow, he lets
Gave
it go.
up. You know,
TCH
shows a lot of respect to James.
Wow, just James.
This is just James is playing his early position.
Oh, but Optimize calls and will win a very nice pot. Unfortunately for Just James, he got his bluff through the best hand, but Optimize, because he could close the action, was able to just go ahead and flat there with just top pair.
Yeah, kind of a little bit of a lesson for what the table is about for max value. Having not played with these guys too much, he's probably still trying to get a feel. So hand 17 gives him a little bit of lesson. He's learned he can bluff him off a hand. He's learned that he can be bluffed off a hand.
Yeah, I think the big difference there too is there's no doubt in my mind that max value calls if he can close the action. But when you have a player behind,
yeah, you're stuck in the middle, be it that, which we talk about positional poker all the time.
yeah,
It's the worst position to be in because you're addressing the better, and you've got a mystery behind you. And a smart poker player knows if I just float here, that's incentive to both the players I'm playing with to push hard on the next one. The next bet is the tough bet, not this one, the next one.
Well, and there's no worse feeling than calling a large bet like that, or a 3-bet, in fact, and getting re-raised by the player behind you.
Yeah.
And you have to get out of there with just trips.
But, you know, again, that goes into the equation about the minimum defense frequency. So what is my minimum defense there? What is the value of my hand? But what is the pot? What is the pot plus the bet? And what is the ratio then? Using that equation to kind of figure out for yourself. Again, it helps when you have a little bit of an experience level with the players. Now that's not very valuable in a 1-2 hand
Yeah.
or a 1-2 table because the ranges are so incredible.
Thank you very much.
You know,
Yeah.
I say this all the time. I wish we would raise our buy-in to $500
I
as a
do
max.
think that would
Change
change
minimize
things.
that to some
Yeah.
degree. But then again, you still have the players to come in and buy in for $100 and.
Well, and the other thing too, and I think this is also what you're saying, is that
I almost bet like 400.
1-2 in Texas is not really 1-2.
Not like anywhere in the world.
Standard open is $10 to $15.
Yeah.
So you're really not playing that many
I'm not
big
getting
blinds
into it anymore with you.
if you buy in for 300.
Well, so let me ask you a question. This is, I think I know the answer to this question for the benefit of everyone. Do you assign values when you're sitting there and 3 or 4 people to act? Have you already decided in your hand what that value is? Like if somebody bets above $15, I'm folding, or below $15, I'm calling, or do you do that?
Yes, and I guess the way I would put it is I also pay attention to what people's standard open is. And to your point about 1-2 tables,
It just got you excited.
if people will have betting tells.
Yeah.
So if they're regularly limping or their standard open is, say, $10, and all of a sudden they open to 20, it's usually that's jacks, ace, queen, something that they're not, or maybe tens, something that they're not super confident in playing post flop.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
What about you?
Yeah, I do. As Creekmore wakes up with the big slick and hits his ace, 2 diamonds on the board. He also has a big blocker to that diamond. Optimize has got bottom pair. Mosquito Josh has got middle pair and a draw. Of course, everybody's got a draw at this point. But Barber has a draw to the 10, but he folds.
7 call.
Josh is going to call with middle pair, kind of incorporating the minimum defense frequency process. 2 is complete blank to the board.
Total brick.
I mean, you're thinking about the 4 or 5, but you're only thinking about it for a brief millisecond. So Creek, my buddy Creek, very good player.
9 bets, 300.
He's going to make a value bet, probably about 180. No, 280. No, 350. Makes a
350.
makes a half pot bet or more.
That's big here.
Yeah, they're very big. And I tell you honestly, knowing Creek like I do, he's thinking about who Josh is. I cannot bet weak, so I have to come out with some strength. And he's pretty sure he's ahead. I got to get the diamond draw out of here. He's got all these thoughts.
Yeah,
Kevin's got a
Mosquito's
very
going to wake up with
logical-
all the drawing hands,
See, when
diamonds,
it's suited,
Yeah.
isn't it?
10 jack, queen 10, which is, of course, what he had.
Yeah, I have a certain value I assign, and I run 3 things through my mind. First, I think about my position, even before I get cards. Okay, where am I? That's an exponential increase in what I'll call. What are my cards? Obviously, that's very big. And then what is my feel for the table also?
Yeah.
Who bet? Why did they bet? What is their range? You know, if I got my buddy Sam betting, I know his range is Idaho. But
I know Sam.
Yeah, you know
Yep.
Sam. Mike Manis is another one that I will always think about. This could be any 2 cards. So, yeah, I in my mind, I'm like, well, I just have this constantly, man. Well, you know, I'm +1. This and this, I've got queen 7 of diamonds. This has got about a $15 value.
Yeah. No, I think that's a great way to approach pre-flop.
Now, if 3 people call ahead of me for $20, oh yeah, I'm calling because now I've got the pot. Yeah, the ratio has changed.
I think we're going to have some fireworks here. We
Yeah,
got
we are.
SJ with an open ender and Mosquito with the overpair, but it goes check, check.
Total blank again. Josh still betting his jacks. I'm feeling good about it. He gets beat by 9-6, 6-5 or 6-4, but probably
not-
thinking more about the diamonds. He's got the big diamond blocker. So does SJ.
Pretty scary flop when you have an overpair. Very connected.
Yep.
And the 10 on the river is another scare card, but
Yeah,
does not
again,
give
9-6 was already there.
SJ the straight.
They even said not only could they not arrest him,
I like Mosquito's bet here because
cash them out because
he can get value from hands that might just flat call him. And if you get raised, you got to get away. So
So you're thinking
it's
this
a
is
bit
a
of a value blocker bet.
value blocker feeler.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he gets called.
Wow. And gets the call.
Why?
Ace high. SJ trying to, well, and to our earlier point, Mosquito's image earned him another $200 right there.
Possibly. I mean, SJ followed up that ace jack hand that came after the 3 deuce. He made a fold there. And we were complimenting him on his even temperament, but I think it's a bit of a optimistic call there.
Yeah.
It's a bump out, guys. Andy's up for the bump out.
And Mosquito Josh up 1.4. Optimized took the big hit, of course. The extra 400 he lost in that hand
left his phone, and I mean,
is a bit rough.
Camera, they have his ID and everything.
Looks like Optimize is added on. I think
Yeah, he does not
got a
have
lot more than
427.
4.
Yeah, you and I did the same thing. We're like, what?
Yeah.
No. Optimize is never going to play a mid stack.
Now he's going to play deep stack.
Yeah, he and Doug are always going to maximize. You see Doug's in for 1.97, having lost $30. So, yeah, that's. Yeah, we do have a 2K. 2K max
2K
buy-in,
match the stack.
and then match the stack from there on out.
So we're on to a bump out here. Double board. PLO.
I was like, I'd be glad the guys did good on it.
Yeah, I'm actually a little surprised Doug hasn't bought in for the stack that Josh has. He usually likes to keep his stack maximized.
out of town or just here to play a stream the following day.
Yeah, 7 check.
He's out of town.
9 check. 1 bet.
Yeah, the thief was a.
Everybody's got a little piece. Well, except for Kevin Y. Doug's going to fold his hand as well.
Big active player that's no longer playing.
No, we have no 2 pair on the bottom. We have ace. SJ doesn't have much to call with, but he bets $50. So he's taking the lead here.
I don't think he's played with him. No,
And now the spades get there, but there are no spades. Oh, yep. Optimize has got
with the
10-8.
spades,
Yeah,
yeah.
oh, he's got the straight flush draw. Don't remember seeing the 9 of spades out already. So maybe we'll get a little happiness here for him. Broadway is there, but I didn't see an ace queen.
Yeah, pretty much blanks on the river for.
Yeah. No heart. The spades are still good on the bottom. Of course, it's tough with Optimize. It's not a great spade. He's happy to check.
A7 on the bottom.
Looks like everybody checked around, and we're going to split it up.
The bottom.
Actually, Optimize, I believe, has a scoop here.
Does he? King 10 is good? Yes, it is
He's got a
good.
flush and King 10.
Wow. Yeah, and he accentuates those cards so everybody knows he's got first and third pair. All right.
Yeah, I can't blame him for not raising there.
No,
That's a
it's
very
yeah,
vulnerable
very
hand.
Unless
But
he's turning his hand into a bluff there.
he deserves a rebate after his aces were cracked.
Sends a nice little tip into Kristen for giving him something to think positively about. All right. Let's play the Emmett Smith hand. How about?
What's that?
The Emmett Smith hand.
Oh, number 22. Yep. Who's your favorite cowboy?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Roger Staubach.
Like 30.
Okay.
I mean, he was my ball hero. Now, there are a lot of
It was
players
like
that
a
I
big,
just
big deal,
love.
and then the cops came,
I
and
love the
30
big
minutes
three.
later, they were like,
Technical.
apparently they found
There
him
were
in,
several
like,
defensive
behind
players
the
like
wall.
Randy White that I loved,
Yeah.
DeMarcus Ware.
You said
Oh, DeMarcus Ware
Yeah.
was. Yeah. It's too bad he didn't get a Super Bowl.
Yeah, well, he did in Denver.
True. Yeah, but for our team.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I don't know
Yeah.
what that's like. Yeah, that was almost before you were born, but I remember him well.
Well, what I tell everyone is that when I was about 10 years old was when they started winning Super Bowls, and they won 3 out of 4.
Spoiled you.
And I
really.
was like, oh, my team wins.
All
So
the time.
I think the good comparison is any Patriots fan. And we've got a big flop here.
I thought we did. I thought that Just James had the queen jack, so I was like, bingo. But actually, we got clubs for max value.
Yeah, max value with top pair and a flush draw. This is what you're looking for when you play ace-5 suited.
Jack of clubs would be a pretty squishy card. Kevin's got the least of it, but he did call with an ace. Happy to float a little bit. Now max value here. Let's see if he makes a value bet. Maybe $150. Nope, just a call. He's happy to call with 2 other players. Being stuck in the middle again. Well, actually, he's first to act.
Another blank on the turn. Changes nothing. 7 of spades. It's going to check around, and we get there with the queen for Just James. Has the nuts.
Have yourself a merry little Christmas. Santa Claus comes early for James, and he's going to try to get a max value out of this from max value.
He'll bet about a little more than 1/3 pot.
Five-fold. He did that on 15.
See what max value wants to do here. Has top pair, missed his flush draw.
Yeah, let's see. Oh, good.
Gets away.
Fold.
Nice fold.
Okay, so I'm going to do a new player profile. He's made a good bluff.
Yep.
He's learned from a big bluff that somebody put on him by folding. He's made a good fold. Starting to see a pretty well-rounded young player here. And I love young players. I've made friends. I always tell people I'd much rather play with young players than old players. There's more action. It's more enjoyable. They're generally less curmudgeon-y. Does that word?
Jaded.
Bitter, cranky. But I also like to see their game. You get to watch their game because you got a short, subset. You get to watch the game improve. I've seen that. I've said that with Jet, my buddy Jet, and a couple of his buddies. I love playing with those guys. And they take positive input well. If they ask me questions, I always say, don't ask questions. It's worth every penny you're paying for it, this advice. But I do like to encourage them. It's like, hey, by the way, that was a great fold. You showed me what you had.
Takes guts. Eat on.
So we got pocket 5s versus ace-5 suited and an ace-deuce
My
offsuit.
favorite. Let's see the doggy in the window. Close but no cigar. I love pocket 5s, folks. You know what? Tell me your favorite pair, small to mid pair, that just seem to hit more sets. I asked that at max value. He said 6s. 6s and
really?
9s. Yes. 6s and 9s. He just
4s is mine.
4s is yours. Mine's 5s. I get 5s. I have a much more positive outlook.
I'm going to blame Blake.
Well, the beauty of those pairs also is they're so easy to play. For the most part, if you miss, you just fold.
King, queen, 9 comes out. You're like, pull the ripcord. I'm out of here.
You stand to win a big one.
How long did you make it there? Over a week?
And interesting, Optimize gets 5s, and he sees 2 smaller cards that are out of the range of his other callers, and goes ahead and bets.
No, I've done
He takes it down. A nice pot. $300 that he got out of a hand that was ahead at the time, and he made the right read.
for a minute.
That's about it for me. Like a 3-day fast is like.
This is mildly healthy on the top of that.
That's what I like about Optimize's game is that he does seem to have a good feel for the ranges. Not a feel, but I mean it's in his brain. It's not in his heart. But what the ranges probably are, the 9 is in some ranges, but that bet will tell him. And so he appears stronger, and the range of that 9 then suddenly shifts to him.
Yeah.
So ace 9, 10 9, jack 9, 8 9 8.
Yeah, he's a very balanced player.
Yeah, he takes all that
We actually we were out both days.
equity onto himself for range, and I love that move. I started incorporating that more, where I don't get anything on a flop, but I know that because of the pre-flop action, I'm probably got the range that this board is showing more than my opponent in their minds.
Just James just
Boink.
stuffs it with aces here.
Kevin's
And
got the
Kevin's
ace.
got 8s.
Yeah, wow.
Just James
Nothing
taking
like a
a-
$1,728 push into a $150 hand.
Yeah, kind of an interesting way to play aces, to say the least.
And Kevin's like, is his food making all the blood rush to his stomach and he's lost his mind?
The thing here, too, is what I imagine is going through Kevin's head is typically players won't do this with aces.
No.
They will only do it, they'll do it with ace-king.
Ace 10 is suited, ace queen, ace jack, jacks, maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah,
He
Kevin
gets
makes
away.
a good low tap. Folks, I don't like that play. It's interesting
I think
to
you
call.
deny yourself some value.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of like the idea of, shooting up into the tree and see if a squirrel falls out, but
yeah.
You got really
I was about to get lucky too.
You got really
I was
lucky.
about to get
You got really lucky. Number one.
and he shows. So what message is he sending to the table when he shows his aces?
What do you have?
I mean, the only thing I can say is if you're setting up for making a play like that with not aces later, that would be the only reason to consider doing that. But, yeah, definitely an interesting play.
Thanks very much, James.
Want to do a round?
Thought about limping.
You're the only other person I know that's folded kings.
Successfully.
So we're on to hand 25 here, folks. We'll be with you until 10 o'clock Central.
Yeah, there is some discussion. The players have asked to add 30 minutes onto the stream,
We'll do the mandatory.
but that's up to our producers. Kyle and I we'd do this forever.
Yeah.
I mean, they basically pay us in Pepperidge Farm cookies. So, and you know what? I feel well paid.
Yeah,
I got
it's
a bag
a
of
great
cookies,
time.
I'm a happy man.
Get a lot of insight into how the strong players in Austin
Tell me you had like 10.
go about the game. We got SJ here with the jacks. No right way to play him.
No,
He will
I
raise.
kind of feel that way about Jack 10 too. Also,
I would agree with that 100%. 8 high flop.
and
Jacks
as you would
are
expect,
still.
there's not any connection. Although Optimize does have a backdoor diamond draw,
I have PTSD.
because they have a friendly conversation about
No, that was a different hand.
a useless board.
Yeah, pretty good flop for jacks. And he'll bet and take it.
SJ
Nice.
took a pretty big hit with that Mosquito Josh hand as well, so he's happy to take a little money back to the stack. Yeah, as you can see, SJ is now down 1.3 even after winning that $100. Optimized recovered a little bit, which helps when you scoop a pot. So, a bomb pot. And Josh is still basking in the glow of having 3 deuces spades.
Yeah, that was a monster hand. He's had a couple of rough streams in the last couple months, so
Yeah,
good to see him at the top of the leaderboard.
but he's an action player, so he's never afraid.
It's going to
of
be a
that.
little swingy.
Yeah, you're gonna have highs and lows.
The stacks are messed up.
So
because
I love playing with Josh.
Oh, absolutely.
Besides being a fun player to play with.
Yeah, really fun guy. You wouldn't really know if he was up or down. Just enjoys the game.
Yep.
We've got Ace Jack here for Kevin.
You know, one of the things I'm going to suggest to the producers in the future is if we're going to ban baseball caps. Everybody has to wear a different kind of hat. Barber with it, you know, his beautiful hair. It's a little short now.
Does have a nice fresh haircut.
You know, it just pisses me off to have that much hair.
A clean diaper triple up definitely.
So we're going to go multi-ways to a flop.
All very playable hands, although clubs are covered with 3 made. And we
Ooh,
get
two clubs.
Don't think there's a 10.
Couple of tens.
So there's no connection to pairs. And not very surprising, Josh takes the initiative. probably might get, well, you know, I don't know. He's repping a 10. Does get a call from SJ. Good call.
Yeah, this is a tough spot for just James because on a paired board, you're not in love with chasing the nut flush.
I'm going to make a call right now that he raises.
I think he might.
He just had the loosest player at the table make a bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going to come out with something bigger. He's counting out 400.
Yes, you are.
And I have no idea what Mosquito is going to do here.
Well,
just James way ahead.
Yeah, a probably call, and SJ's going to fold. This for SJ's point of view, this looks like 10%.
Wow.
He gets him to fold. Oh,
Mosquito gets out of there.
How do you
with
handle
the
an
worst
aggressive
clubs.
player? You out aggro them.
TV change, live stream. Can you put the
And SJ actually still thinking about it.
Doug would
He
like
gets
Wow.
out of there too.
Doug wanted.
You know, James, I tip my baseball cap that I am also wearing.
Nice play by James. Just shows one club.
Show finals, man. No one cares about
It was one of our dealers.
I believe it was the ace.
Yeah.
Guess.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Guess. Thank you very much, James.
Wow. This has been kind of tactical so far. We've
Yeah.
got a lot of little,
Yeah.
one huge pot won by a crazy 3 deuce. Not exactly a dirty diver as it was suited, but and we otherwise had a bit of real poker. Not so much
I
about
agree.
the cards.
Is deuce 3 the clean diaper?
I don't know.
Suited?
Yeah,
If
we'll
it's
just call it a bag of Pampers. How's
Okay.
that? Yeah.
It's the depends.
Oh, I don't even know what that is. I'm at that age where that's way too personal. You know.
8 fold or 6 fold.
Yeah, I'll be wearing baby diapers here.
More jacks. Max value this time.
Why are you laughing, Mel? It's not funny. Depends. It depends, right?
He's going to raise it to 50 here. Barber gets out of there with the 5-4 suited.
Seen some jacks tonight. Haven't
Yeah,
had big pair versus
quite a
big
few
pair.
jacks.
Kevin makes the call with 8-6, which is broad for his typical range, but he does have position.
King high flop. Not exactly what you want to see if you're max value.
I take it
but
back. Yeah, max value is actually opposition.
I think you definitely have to see bet here.
Yeah, I heard some of that. You did a good job.
Oh, you mean?
Yeah,
Oh, you
only
mean
having to fade the king and makes a bet, takes it down. Good play.
Yeah, bet, quick fold.
I'm not always
Bit of a feeler bet.
I am a new man, okay?
Yeah, we don't even need to.
Kevin had air.
Commentators.
So,
From the fell.
well, folks, once again, I'm going to remind you that we apologize for the early snafu. I learned a long time ago when it comes to IT issues that I am no help at all. When one of the IT people at my old job I said, how did my fix on the computer go? And they said, oh, it was a picnic. I said, really? They said, yeah, picnic stands for problem in chair, not in computer. I didn't take that very well, but I couldn't argue with it because I'm the idiot when it comes to computers. But we're back online, playing our 28th hand. Lost a few hands here. Playing the Darren Whitson hand. We've got Kristen in the box doing her usually good work. Our producer, Mel, fixing all the problems that ever pop up single-handedly. with the help by our executive producer, David, who was actually on an airplane going to the World Series. And we wish him the best of luck for whatever he's doing there. Optimize wakes up with the Mosquito Josh hand.
I could never bet.
Doesn't have anybody. And Doug's got the queens. Good morning, Doug. You haven't gotten to play many hands. Good luck on this hand if you're watching. Of course, you already know by the time you watch what happened. SJ comes along with 9-8. But he does not come along with the $415 bet. And neither does Optimize. He wants to play him. He wants to play him because of Mosquito Josh. That takes it down.
All the time.
Did they put it on the other channel?
Yeah, I did the whole thing. Exactly.
Thank you very much, Doug. You'll see it in 15 minutes, guys. Come on.
Is it on the other channel now, or?
We haven't figured out where it is. It's there somewhere because the reviewers are not sure where. I gotta find it.
I just checked the TCH Live channel, and it was like earlier section streamed an hour ago. But there doesn't seem to be a live one right now.
It's somewhere. David's gonna check it.
At least on the main channel, it might be on the secondary channel.
No, I thought you would be cool with me seeing it.
I don't really care that much. You owe a lot. Seriously, ever since you showed the winner for that guy, that is
Very talkative table tonight. They appear to be having a good time. Doug always brings, you didn't get to see it earlier because we had a glitch, but he slow rolls the nut clubs. Doug likes to do that for humor values. Some people obviously get a little bit, but this table is, well, they enjoy that sort of thing. Not necessarily the person he slow rolls, but Mosquito Josh gets a pretty looking Broadway Queen Jack. King 10s fold, a couple of King 10s. Just James folds his deuces. Looks like SJ is going to call with A7. SJ's made a lot of calls tonight. Wants to see flops. I certainly understand that. And he does hit his ace on a very spadey board. No spades in play.
show one card.
7 check.
Yeah, show one card.
So jumping ahead here, SJ is going to put out a feeler bet from about 1.25 pounds. Takes it down. We are playing the 29 hand as Mel asked us how many hands we've gotten in. Okay. So the question from our producer was, what was Doug's hand? She wants to know on this hand.
We're about to find out.
We're about to find out. So evidently they kept her in the dark, which is hard to do when you've got a computer full of players in front of you. I guess she was probably solving one of her other technical issues. Oh. Well, that was the previous hand. They tried to pull it out of. That was hand 28. What Doug had? He had queens, but yes.
He had ace king. That's what he had. He had ace king. Ace king. He didn't seem to just take it down.
Yeah, sorry, that was hand 28. So all the players, I was trying to figure out what they were doing. They were all diving in to see his hand because Doug does not like to reveal his hand.
Oh yeah, why didn't you just put in $5?
And after slow rolling, he's not going to get any love from the crowd on anything he wants.
That is Jack plus ace queen suited race.
Optimize here with the ace jack suited of clubs. Barber with the suited ace as well. Playable.
He hadn't played with it very much.
Ace 4.
Maybe the ace 5 suited.
I mean, he fucking jammed all in with aces. Are you saying the 500 is squeezed? I mean, there's that.
Oh, a little bit of a little out of focus. Always feel like I'm having a neurological bit.
Thank you very much, Blake.
So how do you feel about the new building as we go into hand number 31. I mean, we're
very
looking forward to
excited
seeing
about it.
our layout for doing live streams, which I've heard is going to be the nicest in Texas.
Going to have an amazing new stream studio and booth and restaurant.
And just a reminder, we said this at the beginning of our abbreviated startup for this broadcast, that this is our last live stream, a very nostalgic last 2-5 Monday night live stream until we get the new building.
Kind of wild to think about.
Yeah, they're going to move the 2-5 probably to another night. But while they move the equipment over and get everything in the new building, we're gonna have the PLO live stream this Thursday, of which I'll be playing. Are you looking forward to that, Mel? You like me on the table? Well, thank you, hon. I am. You know, it's always good to have a really big carp in the middle of the table.
You're Kevin, right? Yeah, you're talking to that Kevin.
Although I always say PLO is my comfort zone. I'm always relaxed.
So we've got pair over pair here. Optimize with the kings. Kevin gonna 3-bet 10s from the button. Optimize lost a big hand with aces earlier.
This may
He
be
is
his
now gonna
chance to make
4-bet.
some ground back up.
Makes it 350.
I see this big bet. My first thing I think is jack. The second thing I think is ace king. What pops in your mind when somebody bets 3 times the pot?
Exactly what you said. It's an interesting spot for Kevin. I think Kevin gets away if he doesn't have position, but he's going to flat call here, and it'll be interesting if we get a low card board with both players having an overpair. And that's not what we got. We got a jack high flop.
Still not too concerning if Kevin's putting this range at ace king, ace queen suited.
Yeah.
He's not too concerned with the jack. This bet. So this is a good example of you know, the minimum defense frequency that we kind of were talking about.
Yeah, I think that
$250 bet into a pot.
Wow.
This is coming out in the range of a call.
Smooth call from Kevin and a blank on the turn.
And again, in a minimum defense frequency, you're thinking about the fact you've got second pair, fading only the jack unless you believe that Optimize has got what he's got in reality.
The only thing that and Optimize is going to choose to check.
Oh, that is some sneaky crap right there. He loves this board. He's got a huge heart blocker. Not worried about that. No straights are there.
Kevin has to think he's ahead now.
I mean, Optimize puts himself on the equity.
Checks back. Ooh, and the ace on the river is going to kill the action.
Yeah, that's kind of a cooler to the action for us anyway.
Yeah, as a viewer, it's a cooler, but
I'd be interested to see if Kevin, kind of turns his hand into a bluff here.
I think Optimize is gonna blocker bet.
Well, what sizing would that be for you? 350?
Exactly.
Yeah. Is that what you're gonna?
Yeah.
I was thinking
350.
The same thing.
Throw 350 out there.
Yeah.
Put the pressure on your opponent. They have to. Ooh, he checks. Kevin can try to take this away. Oh,
He doesn't.
well, I also
get it.
understand he didn't want to turn his 10s into a bluff.
No,
so
yeah. Again, Kevin's smart. He
Showdown
puts
value.
that ace in the ace king range. If he thought he had kings or jacks, ace king or jacks, which is our pre-flop read of what he could have. Well, he got both.
Yeah.
So
Every time, man.
Kevin even gives it the hand gesture I just did in the booth, which is like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Well, folks, we haven't. We don't know if we're having any chat issues. We don't have any comments in the chat. Send us a little feeler comment if you're watching our stream live, and let us know that the chat is working. We've had a little bit of technical issues today, and so I don't know if we've got a flat tire on the chat as well. If one of you doesn't mind, just putting in Tom, shut your gob, on there, or Uncle T needs to put a sock in it, whatever you want to say. And I used to be married, you can't offend me.
Technically, the 10 is not
So we've got pocket pair here for just James.
Seen that a couple of times, the deuces, the
Yeah,
ducks.
the deuces.
Why are they called deuces? You know?
I do not know.
That is from the French deux.
Oh, wow.
Also, so where does poker, the word
I
poker
should know
come
that.
from?
I'm about 8% French.
Oh, wow, that's a lot more than I am. Where does the word poker come from?
That's a great question,
From
too.
a French game called poker.
Oh, wow. So,
When was poker invented?
ooh, I saw this the other day. Wasn't it early 1800s?
There's two theories. One that it comes from a game, a Chinese game that goes back to the 16th century, and the other is that it was in the 1800s, and the poker was the game that it patterned itself after.
Interesting. Yeah.
What is the longest running game in poker history?
Stud.
No, I mean the actual win. When was the longest running?
I heard of this also. I forgot. It was some absurd amount of time.
Yeah, 8 years, 5 months.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not the same player for 8 years.
Right.
5 months. Tombstone, Arizona, 1881.
The one player that
Doc Holliday.
never needed sleep.
Yep, Doc Holliday. Yeah, he was not in there for the whole game, but Tombstone, Arizona had a bar that ran a game that lasted for 8 years and 5 months without
It's
break.
amazing.
Different players showed up, I'm sure. Some probably got shot, and didn't make it back, but
Some wild stories.
yeah, Tombstone, Arizona, 1881. I don't know if that was the start date or the end date, but it was 1881.
Well, it's kind of wild how poker has evolved because we both know, of course, Texas Golly, Doyle Brunson passed away last year.
Amarillo Slim.
Yeah. They used to get in a Buick and drive to West Texas and, play all over.
Yep. Doyle always saying that the hard part to poker is not winning a hand; it's taking your winnings and getting to the car.
Yeah. Very different now, folks.
I actually
There's
like
security here at Texas Card House. Very safe place to play.
Very safe.
What people have going around if they just
Very,
call
very
like,
safe.
you don't have any
And pretty much, we had this conversation because of some games, especially home games, that got robbed in California. Some very negative events happened in California. And somebody said at the table, Kevin Y and I were talking at the table, why does that happen here? And I immediately said, we have too many guns in Texas. And Kevin, who is from California, said, I agree.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, we're a little too well armed to go just busting up a game.
I think poker's also become, and we've got top set here for max value on the top board.
Yeah, and a king he's got on the bottom, so he's got a piece of both boards. Open-ender.
I think poker's become a more intellectual game as well.
Yeah, open-ender for Doug on the bottom.
And a set for Doug as well.
Yeah, he's got a set of sevens on top, got a piece of both. Don't see diamonds for anybody.
Doug actually in a very unfortunate position here because he's drawing dead, but has a strong hand.
For now, yes. Yep. Yeah. Like I found out the other day, you could always just bink the quads on the turn and suddenly improve.
Josh, how much do you got?
So Mosquito Josh is also open-ended on the bottom. The top does somewhat block those straights. The 7-5 with the 8 being gone. Looks
Just
like
James.
James shoves
is all in.
His draw on the top.
Like right there.
Yeah, you're
He's got wrapped all over the top and just a pair on the bottom. And he gets Doug to fold. He's probably going to get Mosquito Josh to fold. Don't know if max value can fold because he's got
max
nuts
value
now.
can't get away here.
It's you hate this position though as a hold'em player, and you get So it's all in for Just James and max value at risk.
Both players with a possibility of scooping.
And he's gonna be good. So the fours, no, he's gonna have
max
kings over
value
fours.
is gonna scoop.
We have spades here.
Oh, Just James
Sixes.
got caught with his hand in the cookie jar.
Oh,
no, he's got
excuse
the
me.
spades.
Nope,
he's
we
got
did
the spades.
adjust the equities there. So it will be a chop.
But you know, Christian rolled that out pretty fast, so we had to catch up. So
Yeah, a lot of cards going on in a.
I thought that max value just had
Yeah, I
the
thought he
dinner bell
had
run
scooped
for
for a
it.
moment.
Yeah. You know, I will say that's one of my. I love Christian's dealer. I love all my dealers. But Jeremy's the worst. He does this, and so does Jesse. With the bang bang. When all the action's over.
Yeah, they can rip it.
And you sit there for a second trying to catch up. Carly the other night did the most beautiful thing on a huge all-in, three-way all-in hand that I won, which was nice. She rolled that last card over so nice and slow.
Is that a humble brag?
No, it was a lucky brag. No, I have no humility. Humility implies that I have an ego about poker, and my ego is shredded. So, but it was one of those. Actually, it was. Yeah, that's right. It was in a tournament. It was a three-way all in, but it was tournament. And she rolled it over so nice and pretty. Even kind of held it so you couldn't see it for a second. I like a little artistry to my dealing.
Yeah.
Now her husband Jeremy, I love his dealer because he
makes
pops
the
those
nice
cards.
snap when he puts the turn
and he
card
runs
in
out
the
a
river.
very precise board.
Yeah.
And he's also quick. So you get in more hands, which is always a positive.
Has a nice pitch too.
But when my butt is sitting in the middle of the table ready to be scooped, you know, like just crushed, spanked, whatever you want to say, I wanna enjoy my punishment.
Yeah. Yeah, need
Or
a little bit of the drama.
Or my ass gets saved by the river, you know.
So we've got Mosquito. He's waking up here with 10-7 suited on the button. SJ is all in with Queen Jack suited.
Got some fun suited gappers. But
Big play by SJ. Nice hand.
10 high. I had 10 high.
It's going to get Mosquito to get away.
It was a loose call, 10 high.
Big blind, please. 10, Blake.
I had 40% of a straight flush draw already. Straight flush.
Is this stream up right now or no?
It is, but we haven't figured out where. Because there's like 38.
While we get ready for hand 35 here, want to let y'all know about Ladies Night. It's every Friday. 50% off your time at the table for all ladies.
I can send you the link. Yeah, could you?
So come on out to Texas Card House Austin.
I can't pull out my phone.
Be just $6 an hour for you ladies out there.
Eight raise 25. 9 fold.
So we got Big Slick for max value here on the button,
Okay.
where you love to have it.
He had what he said he had. Yes. Black. Yes.
Bottom of the range.
Sorry we had a little glitch there, but we got a jack high flop.
Let us take it then. It's not showing if you let us take it.
And SJ is going to flop a straight with Queen 8 offsuit
Check round.
from the big blind.
I could see the earlier one.
I hit.
Nine.
Ace on the turn.
Live on them.
Not his favorite card, but he'll bet. And max value is now turned top pair, top kicker. He'll make the call.
21-point game, and you wanted with 1 minute left, and you wanted to switch it. I didn't really care.
Oh, and just the grossest river for SJ. His straight is now counterfeited by max value's
Not even in the fucking game.
nut straight.
Rookie of the month.
So max value is going to have to go for some extra value here. Only 277 in the pot.
Because
I'd imagine he'll go about
I
200,
don't set up the back end stuff with
maybe
YouTube.
250.
I know you don't.
Yeah, so
Sorry, like Texas
8 bet, 275, 200, 300, sorry.
Probably going
8
on
bet,
someone's
300.
personal YouTube.
No, and David sets all that up, so it's something with restream, and I haven't had a chance to sit and look.
I will say, it's no suspicious. It's not on the other channel either. So where could it be?
So max value will bet it and take down the pot.
Have you let David know? No, I haven't had a chance. No,
That'd be
it's
so funny. The stream isn't even grainy here, really.
Maybe we could create
The
a
only thing we don't is
mock channel and call it
the
like.
quality's good.
What about we create a fake channel called like Not Lodge and we come on, we like mock.
Yeah.
You can't, when you go on YouTube, it shows the 18-minute one, it doesn't show the new one.
Them like a bucket of squirts, city spaghetti.
Name, so it's hard to find, and yeah. It's your action.
All right, then you found it?
Technical.
Thanks. I just want to know what the equity
Kevin Y is going to wake up with aces here.
Yeah, for the hand, yeah.
I think I was ahead.
Under the gun plus
At least
2.
we're close to. I think I was ahead on the bottom. Like, far
I'm,
You're in there, dude.
on the bottom, right?
yeah, you were slightly.
Kevin Y actually been a bit card dead thus far.
I had it from the very beginning. 'Cause I sent it to my friends at the beginning.
That's not, because that one from the,
He raises it up,
yeah, that one from the very beginning says
and Barber's got ace-king suited.
This is TCH Live Poker.
Brutal spot for Barber
No, this is what you sent me is like
versus Kevin's aces.
it's just the first
Oh,
play.
it's just like
Because it stopped, and then when it restarted, it's where it's streaming to, and I don't know what that back end is, because David always sets that up. So it's there. I have to go find it, and I will.
Barber's going to 3-bet it to 150.
I definitely want to save that Deuce 3 hand.
Kevin trying to decide how much money he can get in this pot pre-flop.
And it is being recorded, so at the very least it will be put up without.
No, I had a Deuce. I had a pair of deuces and flush.
Kevin going to 4-bet now. It's 400 to go for Barber, and I think Barber's going to ship in his remaining chips, and this is going to be bad news for him. The one nightmare hand you don't want to be against. And you
Does have the
ace-king
diamonds, but
aces and aces.
yeah,
again
it's
on
tough.
screen.
yeah, tough spot. Barber's been so card dead.
Looks like they're going to run it 2
Ooh,
times.
does get a king.
More king?
Does not get there on the
No, just
first
once.
and only board. So Kevin's going to take down 2,500 plus. And it looks like that'll be the end of Barber's
Yeah,
night.
Barber's usually got, he's a single shot, so yeah, unfortunate.
Yeah, he was very patient, very card dead. You get ace-king suited.
Yeah, it's hard to not go for it.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that is my time. Everyone, thank you very much. I will
Good
figure
scoop
out
by
the
Kevin.
thing, and I
Scoop
will
that.
let you guys all know.
Yeah, good sized pot.
Thank you very much, everyone.
Yeah, it's just kind of a cooler, with ace king.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's just not much you could do. Although I have been known to fold it.
No one gets aces more than Kevin on this.
Well,
Just as our friend Rob says, it's just a drawing.
I think the other factor too is when you've been card dead for most of the session,
Straight draw.
Yeah.
you look down, you finally have the hand that you feel like you can play. It's hard not to. I'm not saying he overplayed
Oh, I
it,
agree.
but
Yeah, I've also
Yeah.
gotten all in with it many times behind. Usually I just pray it's queens and we've got a shootout.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to do it.
But
The matching Walmart black James did Jack 9 10 there.
onto a bump pot.
Mr. Flower had on Kevin.
25 one time?
well, there's a seat open on the live stream as Asa does his work. Another great dealer. I always brag about our dealers, but we just have the all-star team.
Good player as well.
Oh, yeah. I like playing with Asa. I don't get to play with him very often. I play with Kristen all the time, but I don't get to play with Ace as much. But, yeah, both are great players.
Yeah, I just did it.
It looks like they bumped up the bump pots to 25 a hand, so have a little bit bigger hand here.
I like it.
$10 straddle spin on in No Limit Hold'em. So $25 bomb pot is understandable. Also makes for much bigger pots.
Yep.
It's underestimated. I
Again,
think,
we
the
don't have a
difference
capped bomb pot here at TCH Austin, as some of you are used to playing. So, yeah, they can get out of control pretty quick with these big stacks. Looks like hearts on the top for Optimize. Hearts on the bottom, or on the top for Kevin as well, although not very good ones. Optimize folds quickly. Don't know exactly why.
Got a set for SJ. The deuces, which I
The
now know
dogs.
is French.
Yes, from the French do. Broadway cards on both boards.
Both players with equity on both boards.
SJ very much ahead on the bottom with his deuces. Of course, you know when you flop that bottom set, you ain't
Not
gonna do
something
much.
to be excited about.
No, the board's just gonna get uglier. You're lucky if you get the quads. You just feel like Christmas is hit. But
the only redeeming quality, and this is something that I think a lot of players don't think about, is that the queen on the top board makes the set of deuces look a little
bit better. Still losing to a pair of eights and a pair of aces, obviously. Mosquito Josh is going to jam it, which is probably going to work.
I told him that.
Yeah, I don't think.
He said he's running really good in tournaments, but he cashed the past few
This is a tough call. Oh, he makes the call.
He does call. Good on you, SJ. You can't lose that hand on the bottom to Josh.
And SJ can actually scoop here.
Yeah, Mosquito Josh has got the diamond draw. Diamond does not come out, comes out on top. Switch those two boards, it's ugly.
So they're going to chop it up.
9-4 on top.
2 pair 9s and 4s on top.
Josh ends up with 2 pair.
It's pretty funny in bomb pots sometimes. It's a lot of drama for a small profit at times. But
Yeah, I know.
SJ and Mosquito will chop it up.
Nice catch, sir.
As it begins to rain in Austin. Gosh, I love June rain in Austin. That's just a bonus.
Swap around them
later.
rivers.
It was completely clear skies this morning.
I just stepped outside for a minute ago,
always been
and
an advocate
it was
that,
raining
like-
in north. And yes,
Yeah,
it is rain, Mel.
it is pouring.
It is pouring here. It was pouring just north of us. So I hope it's pretty weather wherever you are. Rain in Austin in June is, well, we just need the water.
If it's on you and the button's black or white, you can put
So it looks like we have $20 straddle on this hand
Yep, Doug
from
makes it
Mr.
20.
Doug.
Wait, what?
So on a bomb pod, you know how like they can flip
Mosquito, playable King 10.
Actually raises with it to 50. It's hitting the top of his range. And there's my 5s. SJ's going to call with those. Do a little set mining.
You know, we haven't seen a set in forever. Oh, and I'm calling it this hand. Optimize with the 7s.
So no one can bet.
Calling
Hockey
it.
sticks.
Well, Kevin's got a 7.
A little less likely now that we see Kevin
I'm
has
calling the 5s. That's
8-7.
one of that's my
All
favorite
right,
small
let's
pair.
get a 5 for SJ.
That's not live.
Wow, that
Mosquito actually in really good position here with King 10.
that like destroys a lot of the fun of the game.
Don't love playing King. Oh, and
Oh.
flops
Binks
the nuts.
Yeah, that's always
Everyone
nice.
has one, so someone could reverse.
Fortunately, the 7s and the 5s are going to have a hard time calling.
On a rainbow board too, so
Doug does get top pair.
You get one all night.
that much prettier.
It'd be interesting, like when it gets to you, got to put $100 and you can
Unfortunately, nobody with really anything to play back at him with, except for Doug with top pair, but no kicker.
Yeah,
Does make the call.
yeah, again, your table rep.
Ooh, and trips
this
for
is good.
Doug.
No, it's a king.
Oh, excuse me.
Wait a minute. No, it was
I
a queen
think
on the
it
board.
was
That was
a queen.
Oh, this is going to get
Oh,
ugly.
this is a brutal run out for Doug.
Yeah,
a
this
bit
really
of a cooler here.
Yeah, he's gonna throw out a good size value bet, $200 into a $500 pot. And just a
Mosquito just
call.
flats. Paired board.
That fourth pair scares me.
And I think that goes back to player types. Doug and Mosquito have played.
Yep.
Who knows how many hours?
Yeah, I guess
with each
I
other.
guess Josh had made a quick conclusion that the Queen 9 and the Queen Jack was a possibility.
You're
So.
never winning when you say
Mike did that to me the other day.
I got you. I'm gonna need your name.
I get my club at the end that made his vote. The one club I didn't want to see, and he was playing Jack 9.
Probably could have kept the
He had
but
two
I was
pair.
just worried about you sitting there slow playing and getting.
I had the club draw. Yeah, that was ugly. It happened.
So it looks like we've got chat starting up here.
Yeah, we
Poker Monkey.
rebooted the chat, so we'd love to see you comment.
Yeah, hop in the chat, ask a question, make a comment.
Yeah, there's no proof.
So as the rain comes down loudly in Austin.
Yeah, it is pouring. For those listening, we wear headphones, and
Yeah, we can still hear it.
It is loud.
Yeah.
The straight shriveled up. The turn did bring in a flush draw.
SJ here
Well,
with
it
the
was-
hockey sticks.
It was
Couple
destined to
of
rain
sevens.
today, Mel, because I washed my car.
He'll raise it up to 75. Ace King Jack on the flop. Mosquito with just 9 high, and they'll check it around.
That'll probably induce a turn raise. Well, it's not an action card. Sevens are good. Not a big enough pot for Mosquito Josh to take a stab at. So.
Yeah, sevens are good, and you can't believe it when you win with sevens on that board.
Yeah, yeah, that flop is like how in the world
feels like a gift.
Yeah, it does.
So you call 1,000 and you got it.
On to hand 40.
The Bill Bates hand.
I was about to ask, but yeah, Bill Bates, great special teams player and fullback for the Cowboys. We got max value here. He's got ace queen suited. He'll raise it up. And Kevin waking up with the 9s. Queen high flop, top pair for max value.
They have them in there, and then you have to pay, and then they have 3 bars back there.
There's some comp to Mochigo there.
Yeah, that's
Kevin with just 1 overcard. Might venture to see a turn.
Yeah, I think that's legitimate. He even make a raise. He does for $100.
Here, this is a bottle of.
How much longer do you think before they replace you with an AI?
Now they replace him.
He has his own company.
Max is going nowhere.
Incorporate the AI.
Yeah, max value trying to decide.
I think textbooks might be.
I think you just flat here. You also have backdoor hearts.
Yeah, and it's a rainbow board. Yeah, and no straights really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's very safe to try to get some more value. 10 doesn't change anything in his mind. It does in Kevin, as he has 2 overs to his pair now.
He said some sentences into an AI for 30 seconds, and like it's really hard to.
Very easy to put max on king, queen, ace, queen, queen, jack, even ace 10,
Really hard to like tell the difference.
which is all bad news to Kevin.
Like you can only kind of
Yeah, it's a terrible turn card. It also brings in a lot of river cards that your opponent's going to get there with. So he gets out of there. Nice hand for max value.
Yeah, it's played solid tonight.
Yeah,
Give man
absolutely.
some credit.
You can just have the caller record their voice a whole lot, right? And then you just
Also, folks, we got the chat up and running, in case you haven't noticed. At least it appears to us. We see Poker Monkey has gambled all.
it's like, hey, Mr. Dawson.
So we welcome your comments. Are you getting rained on if you're in Austin? We are here, or we did. Poured for a minute.
Exactly like this. And when they call back, they're talking to that person.
Yeah, they're actually. Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Isn't that crazy? AI, man. It's gonna.
So a lot of junky hands here.
Matter how long.
Nobody with much.
Or maybe, you know, we'll get to the point where we can have
Ace, weak kicker for SJ.
maybe we'll get universal base.
Mosquito with the worst hand in poker. 7 deuce offsuit.
And he raised because he's Josh.
You got to root for Josh raising 7 deuce.
Pretty good board to bluff at.
Couple
too
of
now.
tens. Yeah, he makes the C bet and wins and shows it.
Of course he does. Got to show your 7 deuce.
Really felt we did.
Love the game.
Nice hand there for Mosquito.
You know, I love that because he's already won with 3 deuce. He solidifies his image here. Says, guys, I'll play these all day long. Then he gets his big hands. Makes money.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I've actually done it. This is probably saying too much, but sometimes I'll 3-bet 7 deuce early in a session and show it whether I win or lose, just to
put it in their brain.
Put it in their brain.
Plant that
then play
poison
tight.
Pill into their
and
head.
then nobody believes you the rest of the session. So got ace king here for
and
optimize.
Ace jack was folded. Wow. Okay.
Couple of 3s for SJ.
I wish I had that. I hate having it.
We're due for a set, folks. Not this time, though.
Ace king
Queen
also
high flop.
did connect.
Seat open, table 9.
So Optimize is going to C-bet here, 150. SJ actually still ahead with his pair of 3s. Makes the call. Nice call by SJ. Oh, and he turns his set.
Wow.
Watch out, Versace might make his way down here.
Yeah,
in
it makes
the
a great
driver's seat
check.
here.
Makes it looking like he's still fishing for spades a little bit.
Casually checks over to Optimize. Optimize doesn't take the bait, and SJ is going to improve to a full house.
Wow. And if very good check here. If he makes it, Optimize will maybe bet. He does have some showdown value. Oh, he jams it. And unfortunately,
Yeah, he stuffs it in.
I mean, he wants
has to get
a
out of there.
queen here, but of course, ace king is never calling. Wow.
I think that
Optimize is like, look, I'm still recovering from 3 deuce.
Yeah, the stack size is kind of predicated stuffing it in there, but I think SJ could have been called for about 250 because on that board, ace king is a good bluff catcher.
Yep, good fold.
Gets out of there.
Yep, he'll like seeing what he folded to. He's going to show a 3. And, you know, actually he's showing that card, but immediately that takes, you know, Optimize off the hook. He's like, yep,
Right.
you had it. You had 2 pairs. So, you know, he's trying to figure out, oh, he played ace-3 suited. I get it. You know?
Well,
Great fold, great fold.
and very often when a player makes a move like that for a big bet, if they show a single small card like that, I just assume that they had a set and they're just trying to kind of mess with you.
Yeah.
So to me, it's almost like turning over both cards.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'd actually, a younger player, he's not a younger person, but a younger player who had asked me for some advice. Again, I'd say, why would you ever do that? Said, why did you give me that look after that last hand when we went out to break? And I said, because. Why would you ever show one card? Okay, that card meant nothing to the board. It doesn't create any polarized thoughts in my head because I was the person in the hand. You're doing that to a more experienced player. So if you can tell me the reason you did that and it's a good one, I'll say, okay. And he goes, no, I was, he didn't really have a reason he did it.
Yeah.
I said, don't do anything that doesn't have an advantage attached to it.
Yeah. They're
I said, I would never show any cards if I were you. Let them stew in their little juices
yeah.
and let them ask you because that really tells you it got into their head.
Yeah, I think showing, I'll put it this way, and I'm curious what your philosophy is on it, but I only show if I'm trying to set up something later.
Yeah.
Or
like the 7D.
I make an insane hand, like I make a straight flush.
Yeah,
and, or quads
let everybody
or,
enjoy your quads.
Yeah.
When I made the Royal the other day, when the ace hit the turn and I had the Queen of Spades, I showed it, of course, because the action required it. But I would have shown it even if the guy folded, just because, hey, look what I did, got in the Royal. Yeah. I get that. That's fine. There's Mosquito Josh who's got my pair that doesn't hit. And of course, neither does anybody else. So he bets 50, of course, maybe to find out where he was and takes it down with a
Mosquito putting together a pretty nice session here.
Yeah. He's
He
lucky
is
at
up the
times.
most.
Other times he's just doing his Joshness.
James Cowherd in chat says sweet. I believe that's to the loyalty points.
It's raining in Arlington.
The James,
my hometown.
feel free to chime in.
The town I was born in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I went to Arlington. Sam Houston. Bill and I have chatted about that before on the chat. Yep, home of the Texas Rangers.
Did you get it up?
World champion Texas Rangers. Screw the Yankees, screw the Dodgers.
I will never forget, I went to a game at the ballpark in Arlington and when I lived in Dallas, and it was the hottest game I've ever been to.
And it was much worse back in Arlington Stadium days.
Yeah, it was the old stadium. Yeah.
Yeah, the ballpark in Arlington, the iteration in the middle between now and the original stadium. Yeah, it was okay, but yeah, the old Arlington Stadium with all of that metal that it was made of was an oven.
Yeah.
Saw Nolan Ryan's 7th no-hitter there. Was the attendance for that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Still have that ticket hanging on my wall.
I recently acquired a signed Nolan Ryan baseball.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent in and got this little poster they sent out with him with his signature on it.
Oh, cool.
For those that showed proof of having a ticket to that game. So.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to, as we've got a mystery hand here from Alex that he's 4-bet. He's got at least one king. Based on the pre-flop action, I'm going to guess the other one is also a king.
Oh, wow. I'm gonna guess that he's got king queen off.
Top pair for SJ.
Kings are definitely not checking there unless he's trying.
And he's just got to ship it and does.
No, SJ has got the A6. It's Alex ships it.
Gets out of there.
So Alex, new player coming in Barber's spot. Yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it's kings. He didn't want to see a spade, so he went ahead and pushed it in.
Yeah, I won't.
Don't know Alex. New player to the stream, as far as I know.
Yeah, I don't believe I've seen Alex before, so it'll be fun to see what he's going to do here. Yeah, on the Nolan Ryan topic, I won't go too far off into a personal story, but I tried out for the Texas Rangers when I was in college, and he watched me take batting practice at the cage. And I was like, I can't believe this legend is watching me hit baseballs.
Did you make contact because you were nervous?
it actually, yeah, it was a thrill for sure.
A little distracting. Well, Bill, I didn't see you at the game, but I'm sure you were there. It was Winn-Dixie free ticket night, and me and my buddies after work had gone to Winn-Dixie and picked up our outfield seats.
Wow, that's very cool. the same game.
Yeah,
Very
he saw
cool.
the no-no too. And halfway through the game, my buddy whose mother worked at KRLD, which everybody knows is a radio station in Dallas-Fort Worth, he saw nobody was sitting in their season tickets, so he went to the payphone. That tells you how long ago it was. And called his mom, and she said, yeah, the tickets, you just go to the window. They'll give them to you. And so we got to sit 10 rows behind home plate
Oh, that's
for the
awesome.
last half of the game.
Wow.
Yeah, that was probably my big sports memory of all time. That and seeing Emmett break the record.
Oh, you were there for that too?
Yeah, I was.
Wow.
I won those tickets on on The Ticket, which is a radio station.
Yeah, yeah.
I almost drove off the road. I was driving to work, and they called my name. I was an avid listener, and they got tickets to that game against Seattle. And I watched him break the record. My buddy John and I. Shout out to Jake.
Wow, Optimize with a speculative call here, not believing Mosquito, and he's actually going to be good here on the river with just a pair of 5s and a 9 kicker.
Wow.
See what Mosquito does. He can
rep that king, maybe?
Yeah, I think he can rep the king.
Yeah, and he is not afraid
and he's going to do that.
Let's see if Optimize can see through this 2/3 pot bet. Optimize, being a deliberate player, does not do things fast. Young players, pay attention. I see way too much fast action out of some recreational and younger players. There's nothing in poker that requires you to do things fast unless you've got the nuts and you want to snap.
This would be an unbelievable call. He has to get away, though.
Yeah.
I think if the river is maybe 10, he makes the call. But there's just too many kings in Mosquito's range there.
He could be playing king deuce and you're still losing.
I mean, I turned the open-ended.
Bill James in chat says, I worked the right field souvenir stand back then.
Really? Well,
Very
cool.
cool.
I've told the stream before, my first job ever for $1.90 an hour was being a ticket taker at Arlington Stadium. I rode my bike to work because I lived on Mitchell Street in Arlington, Mitchell, New York. And so you had a souvenir job. I had a ticket taking job. I eventually did crowd control in the visitors clubhouse, which was awesome. Worked there for a long time. Just had a buddy retire from the Rangers a few years ago who started when I did, and he never left.
Oh, cool.
He ended up being one of the executives for the stadium itself.
Wow.
He was over the groundskeepers and number in the clubhouses. So, yeah, if you worked in Arlington or lived in Arlington, you either worked at Six Flags or the stadium. Those were the two best jobs. And they would hire underage, 14 years old. Got to talk to all the players in the visitors clubhouse. They could talk to us. We weren't allowed to engage with them. Reggie Jackson, Mark Fidrich.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Nolan Ryan when he was an Angel.
So we've got a big raise here. 3-bet, ace-queen for Kevin. SJ, his A7 is shrunk up fast here.
Yeah.
I believe these cards are going in the muck. Nice move by Kevin. Very aggressive play with ace-queen.
Yeah.
Does it correctly, though.
Maybe Kevin is so dadgum observant of everything that's going on in the game. If you watch him watch the game, when you're playing with him, I'm watching the game, a very undervalued thing to do. And I've watched players like Kevin, who may look at their phone every once in a while, have a bite to eat, but they're watching the hands they're not in. And he's thinking about the hands he's not in, putting other players on hands, watching their tendencies. So maybe he picked up a little something from SJ and thought, this is something I could push him off his hand.
I think that's such a great point. I notice, not only do I watch the other players, but I notice who is paying attention themselves.
There is the most irritating thing, and I'm sorry I interrupted. Go ahead with your thought.
Oh no,
Okay.
that's.
There's nothing more irritating for me as when and I tell people that I like. why are you looking at your phone? Why are you playing an online game in this game? You're really only playing half a game here.
Yeah.
Really about a tenth of a game because you're typically only in, 2 or 3 hands every 20 minutes. Why?
Yeah, the smallest thing can be the reason you make one decision or the other. It's you operate at the fringes a lot in poker. So just the smallest tell or thing that you noticed, or a hand that a player played previously, or maybe they raised under the gun and showed down Jack Deuce offsuit.
Yep.
The next time they raise, you can know that their range is that wide.
Yeah. Yep.
So we've got a lot of people rooting for Alex. Got Audrey, Daniel,
Well,
Mitchell.
he's got a following.
Rooting
Good
for
him.
Alex. We'll see how Alex can do here. Also have a comment. Maybe Ace Queen is just a good hand to 3-bet with for value. I wouldn't disagree completely. It's slightly on the bottom end of the range for 3-betting for value. Alex Bompot Master
Way.
Mitchell.
Alex Way, isn't that his name?
We'll
Okay.
see what he can do in the Bompot here.
Well, I love a bomb pot master because I labor in the ignorance of there is no mastery of bomb pots, but I am a PLO player, so that's ridiculous. But
And Kevin has flopped the nut straight on the bottom, Broadway.
yeah, especially if you play with the same people every week. Yes, I agree. Pay
Yeah.
even more attention. You can also see what kind of mood they're in.
Oh, yeah.
This person's been quiet and he's usually very talkative. Or, yeah, I agree. In TCH here, Austin, because we're a slightly smaller venue than some, the warehouse poker over there north, you do play with the same players a lot.
Yeah.
Also requires that you vary your game.
Yep.
And make sure you're not getting too rutted. But
Yeah, not only are you trying to get the information from the other players, but you're also trying to pick up on what is their perception of how you play.
Yep.
And try to put a little pin in,
Yeah.
what you think each player might perceive is the way that you play.
Yep. Well, Just James has a spade draw on top. SJ has King 10 on the bottom. I don't see Ace Jack. Max Value's got the nuts on the bottom. Don't see the hearts anywhere. Not good hearts.
SJ
10-9.
has bad hearts, and he gets out of there.
Okay, so Kevin, I thought that it was Mac. Yeah, it's Just James has the nuts, and so does Kevin have the nuts. Kevin's got a little more because he got the top 2 pair on the top. James has a good amount of equity also because he has the spades.
I have to say this is one of the most miserable spots, and this literally is exactly the point that I was about to make is you flop the nut straight on a flush draw board, and then the board pairs on the turn.
So now you're
what
afraid
the heck
of flush
do you do?
draws and sets that you don't have any blockers in your hand to those sets. Yeah. The one thing that Kevin can fall back on is that's a complete brick on the top. He's still got top 2 pair. So it's highly unlikely he's facing a set of aces or a set of 9s because he blocks them. That's why he makes the bet. And James may have to step away now because the 3 didn't help the top board. So what would make you bet here? Oh, you have a set of kings.
Yeah, and Just James, he knows he's at big risk of being 3/4 here.
Yeah.
Or even being scooped.
Yeah.
Kevin has the spade redraw, so he can get there on the top board. But, yeah, this is a tough spot for Just James.
Yeah, and it was a $490 pot that Kevin did not pot it. which looks even stronger. Now, it's a strong bet. Like, I want to make money off this because I am not worried about much, which kings would, or, even worse, quad tens. But I didn't pot it because I'm not trying. Pot it always makes people think you're trying to push them out of the hand.
Yeah, agreed.
Again,
Yeah, very often if I'm going to quote, this is also very rare, to bluff in a bomb pot, but if I do, a lot of times I won't go full pot because it looks like you want to call.
Yeah. So James is a little bit in the tank here. He actually has fair value on the bottom. He has little to no value. He still has to hit a spade on top. That may sway him, but
it's away.
I think he makes a good fold. Kevin made a good bet, a great bet. He
100%.
made a good fold.
He had a chance to, well, really, he mostly was going to be 3/4.
What I like about
so
that,
it's a great
fold. Exactly. The nut straights are always. I actually took half of a pot today that I was positive that the other two players were going to have Jack 10 like I did, but I got away with it. They were both playing the straight on the top. So I made some money out of it. But one of the other things I like about that hand, those two players particularly really respect each other. So I've noticed that with them. They both really respect each other and the effort that they put into the game. So I noticed Kevin said a little something to James afterwards, probably sharing what he had quietly. They do have a lot of respect for each other.
Yeah, they're both excellent players. And Kevin here has pocket queens, and unfortunately for him,
he will
Kevin's
win
been a little card dead
$17. Yeah, and he's not had much. He's very low.
He's been pretty card dead, and you know that's one of the brutal things about being card dead is when you finally wake up with a hand, you have a tight image. You raise, everybody's like, "Oh, well, we haven't heard from you for a while." And you sometimes get no action. As we saw there. Tim says in chat, nice action. Agreed. It's been a great game. A lot of intellectual plays, as you would put it. Not a lot of, hey, one person has aces, the other person has kings. We get it all in.
Yeah, we got that last week. Monster versus
Monster. We had a wild one.
Over and over again.
Yeah, if you're listening, finish watching this stream and then go back and listen to last week as well. Anyone know, Tim says, anyone know if the dealer or Alex is single?
Yeah, I do know about the dealer, but I don't offer, just like showing my hands, I don't offer free information.
I think
I will always try to extract a couple bucks out of a player that asks me to show my hand.
Yeah,
like $2, I'll show you.
I'll stay away from that one.
Yeah, Tim, I'm not for free. Sorry, buddy.
What's he watching that on, Doug?
Wow, so got ace king versus queen deuce. Nobody with a pair. Jack of diamonds on the turn, and just James actually in the major driver's seat, but SJ, he's got an SPR of about 1. He'll check.
And, of course, he binks, and just James binks it in the end. But he's, there are diamonds there back door. Probably not worried about that much.
Your second place after turn. Turn, I'd still only have the deuce.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, you hit the flush on the river. Very bad. You were ahead on the flop, right? You were ahead on the flop.
Spade.
Right now, Just James is trying to figure out what he can get in the way of value. Actually had more showdown value than he thought. Okay.
Sorry to those listening. I had a little coughing attack. If you heard that, I apologize.
Yeah, I think that you were just, you coughed to prevent yourself from answering Tim's question.
600.
You raised to 125. It was 375.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was 120.
All right, so
375
apart from COVID taking over the booth, we are running into hand number 52. So we're an hour and 15 minutes into our stream, although in reality,
Go either way.
for almost 3, well, that's what we started at 5:45, so yeah, we missed some time there. So we're still just above 50 hands. We usually try to get 100 hands in our 4 hours. We have had some contemplative tanks, so probably running a little slower. Mosquito Josh flops the joint. SJ does have a 10. Spade will induce Josh into a bet, although he has a blocker. Probably not get a call. Second pair for SJ. He may be curious enough to make a call. A half pot bet. And he does make the call. Wants to see one more. 9 would be a horrible card for him. 10 would as well. Queen straightens the board out. Still don't think that gives Josh much heartburn. He's going to make a $250 bet. Good value bet sizing. Now again, table image is that this could be an absolute bluff, which might induce a call, although it's hard with third pair. Good fold. SJ's played well tonight. Hasn't had the best of luck. And Josh shows because he wants to make sure everybody knows he can still play a big hand. His range there is from 7 deuce to aces, so he wants to show that he was at the top end of his range. Age check on Alex. Oh, sorry. That was my bad eyes. I think dealer is, we don't give out personalized information conforming to all federal standards for employees' privacy at Texas Card House Live. You guys speculate all you want. And we also are not going to give out the age of any players. I wouldn't have a guess anyway. I don't ever guess people's ages because I'm always wrong. All I'll do is insult them. Good point. Time for everybody to hit the like button. We did have a bit of a disjointed start, but we've got a lot of people in the chat now. So, yes, I actually can give you Social Security numbers. It's BR 549. That is my Social Security number. You guys are too young for that. You don't even know what BR 549 is. That was a long time ago, that number. How about OU 812? That was also a number from the 80s. Album by Van Halen, or Van Hagar as it was called. As Mosquito Josh gets aces and 2 diamonds for Just James and a king. Just James is going to make a call. There's a lot he can draw to. Oh, and he hits it. That board it was a king at the end, not a 6. Don't be fooled by our graphic. It is Trip kings for Just James against aces.
You know the best hand.
So a bit of a, well, not a bit, a real cooler. That is not a 6. It is a king at the end. It is gross. But, you know, nobody's feeling sorry for Mosquito after winning with 3 deuces spades. Let's see how much. Looks like 600. Just James just put out there. 550 to 600. It's hard to tell. Aces counts it out. Wow. 550 into a $700 pot. Mosquito Josh, not being accustomed to having really great hands, doesn't know what to do at the moment. King, very legitimate. A king would call him on the turn. I think he's going to give it up, and it's going to be a really good fold. It is not a 6 again at the end. It is a king. A lot of outs for Just James, and he hits the really impactful one. Diamonds 2. Diamonds would probably.
King queen.
And he shows the queen. That is. Now, yeah, I just was talking about not showing one of your cards. That's actually a great time to show a card. That is a great time. So you bluff the bluffer who had the legitimate hand. I think if Just James had known what he had, he would have bet a little differently, obviously. Just gone for a $200 or $300 value. But it's gonna really stick in Josh. Not that he's an emotional player at all, but it's gonna stick in a little bit that he got a really good hand.
Does he really have a king? And the king came out. He's like, he can't have a king. Time to bet.
You know, do keep in mind that there wasn't a second 6 out there at the end. There was a king. So there wasn't 2 6s. But, yeah, maybe he thought he had queen 6. You know, who knows. Max value, the jack 8. I like this hand. Not in great position. Oh, I'm sorry. He's on the button. Yeah, he's in great position. I was thinking a small blind. Got the button in front of him. That should be a first tell.
That turn was a diamond.
Kevin makes the call. Running behind a little bit with our graphics, so I apologize for that. Kevin does call with diamonds.
So, king, queen suited.
Mosquito Josh also has diamonds, and 2 diamonds come out on the board. A little surprising.
Is it to me?
You don't think it was a bluff?
Nobody connects to the 7 or the 6.
There's a chance it's a bluff. What's that, 500?
550.
This is going to get a call from Kevin. He wants to see another card. Not a big bet, not a big pot. He's good with following up. Josh is probably going to fold. Doesn't really have anything to play for other than a bluff. Beat in the middle is not comfortable, so he leaves.
I also didn't see the action on any street.
No card for anybody there either.
I did 80 pre, 75 on the flop, 175 on turn.
Kevin checks here. It's going to make Josh, or excuse me, Max a little suspicious. No, but he's going to bet it. He does hit the jack. Sorry, he has jacks and 7s. Kevin still wants to see a diamond. A diamond here would be pretty stinky. And no joy. Can't have all the coolers all the time. So it's going to be check fold, check bet fold. Well, you know, Faizan, why would anybody want to watch Eric Seidel and Rampage when you've got TCH Live Austin or TCH Live 2-5 from Austin, Texas, on a beautiful, somewhat rainy Monday night. I'm Uncle T. My partner Whammo has gone outside to see if it's still raining and to cough up a lung, having a little bit of an allergy problem, which is very common in Austin this time of year. Mosquito Josh has got good business with the mosquitoes, and we've also got mold and allergies.
Small. I did could have king, queen of diamonds.
So if you want to cough up a lung or catch malaria, come on down.
When I saw aces, I was like, there's no way he's going to fold aces. I was
Ace
like,
queen for
no
Max.
way.
He's got some good hands. He's played well, like this young player. Very solid.
Yeah, I was like,
And he gets a call from a splashy. Oh, a raise, excuse me, with ace 8 for Kevin.
I was putting on a king the whole time. I'm like, oh, I got a sucker.
And everybody else folds around.
Big king. And then king on the river, and I just had to
Max,
trust the gut.
who's probably paid attention to the tightness of
Like, I was thinking that
player
the
in
whole
seat
time. Every
1,
call, it's like,
calls.
he's got a king. Any other card?
Nothing for anybody, but the continuation bet will seem like a strong pair for Kevin, for Max.
maybe I should have bet 400.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Max, if you're looking for Kevin for a read, I can tell you from experience, it ain't there. You might as well be looking at the Sphinx or the Statue of Liberty.
Why can't I get the king?
You have all the ace kings, so you can just jam. And he's probably.
Reaching for chips. Let's see if he finds a call.
Well, he has ace ace. He probably has the 2 combos, ace king block. Therefore, could just fucking bomb, and you're gonna.
Yep, still no read.
I'm not going to nipple. I'm not
Yep,
folding.
2 looks to see if he could get a read. Got a big bag of
something like
empty and
Randy
decided,
said,
nah, I'm going to fold.
Yeah.
like his
Tippy top.
I'm sorry, Craig, what's a lib?
other than ace king.
Other than like.
You need to
Or-
define
or my king
where
rag.
is that in the chat somewhere? What's a lib?
Maybe king 7 suited.
All that stuff that I play.
What's up?
Unless you're talking about women's lib, I have no idea.
Done on some king 7 suited.
You know, I don't know. I didn't call anybody a lib, so I have no idea what that means. Oh, it's in the chat. All right, I'll leave y'all to have your political discussions. Jack 9, 10 8, the Uncle T, King 10, and Ace Queen, all playable hands. 3 bet to 180 for the Ace Queen is going to chase a couple out of them. Jack 9 folds. Mosquito, I'm never folding this hand. I love 10 8 of hearts. That is my cash cow. Yeah, it gets folded around. Optimize gets it through. Yeah, it means library. Let's go to the lib and check out a book.
I did have some pseudo one gappers. I consider bigger. Actually, reasonably sized suited one gappers.
Yeah, those are no good.
All right. Well, I'm back after my coughing attack. Sorry about that for anybody that heard. Got myself a Zyrtec.
Did you get a Zyrtec?
Yeah.
We could put you
Texas
on ECMO.
allergies have caught up to me.
I was about to put you on ECMO. You know what ECMO is?
No, what's that?
Extracorporeal membrane oxygenation.
Okay.
It's artificial lung.
Oh, wow.
Sorry. I'm a medical nerd.
You're an expert.
I'm not an expert. As my doctors will attest, I know just enough medicine to make a really, really crappy diagnosis for myself.
So Mosquito with the 8s here, the snowmen, as they're affectionately called.
Yeah. Honestly, Bill, I cannot remember the last time I darkened the door of a library. I don't darken the doors of libs much either. Josh with the snowman. Let's see if the snowman's getting melted by an all-in by max value. Wow, what is he shoving? Don't keep us in suspense. I really want to know what he's shoving. Is he shoving queens or jacks here? What's your guess?
I think it's a big pair or ace king.
Yeah, maybe ace king. Maybe he's trying to bluff the bluffer.
They're both pretty deep.
Ace
He's got
queen.
ace queen suited.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Nice play.
Kevin gets out of the 5s. Optimize gets rid of the sort of, Uncle T. Yeah, everybody says you're all insane. Interesting.
This would be a huge flip.
Yeah. Of course, we all know there's no such thing as a flip. But it is essentially... And he makes the call. Josh, don't play. He does not.
Wow.
Well, last time I lost.
GFU.
Looks like they're going to go twice.
Nails the queen on the first board. Max value gets half. And a clean run out. No, the queen comes.
Goodness.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, wow.
Max value gets max pain out of Mosquito Josh, who has been running really well tonight.
33-25 going max value's
Pot
way.
of the night. Wow.
Well, there's no better way to get max value out of ace queen than getting 2 runouts.
Yeah, I thought I was just about to say a clean run out on the bottom, and the queen popped out. A 2-outer on the bottom board. Wow. That is brutal, but hats off to the young man for jamming it in with ace queen. I say hats off for a good read on Mosquito Josh to make the call. Agrees to run it twice because both of them want to run it twice at that point, believe me.
Yes.
And queen on both boards. Asa, you're an assassin. I don't know if you're a single or married assassin, but you are an assassin. Wow. That's hand of the night so far. We had a great hand with 2-3 of spades early on. Mosquito Josh tripled up.
Faison in chat says, don't love the call by Josh, but that's poker, I guess. Well,
I don't hate it. I'll be honest.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, I think you know you're always flipping there. I don't care if you have, jacks or tens. You're probably flipping there because you're going to be facing ace king a lot of the time. So,
well, and Josh is a savvy player, and usually when somebody overbet bets the way that max value did there, they're going to have ace king or ace queen because they want to see all 5 cards.
Yeah.
So I'm going to guess that's why he called. I think that if max value came over the top for 800-900, Josh figures there's probably an overpair.
Agreed. Yeah, it does. It's not polarizing to me to jam at that point. It's almost clarifying.
Yeah.
But I will say this, funny. I wouldn't have called with eights either, but I lost my cojones in the divorce in 2010. So, she got the Corvette and she got and the jewelry. So I get it. I wouldn't have either. But I like it being able to sit here and see both hands.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great for the stream action, but yeah, that was a really stinky run out. I thought when I saw they were running it twice, I thought, well, this could be a split.
Yeah,
this can be a split.
It's the shape of a turtle.
Wow.
It's a circle. Makes sense, right? I was gonna say circle. No, shape of a turtle.
And when you play as many hands as now, this is great for Josh.
Here we go.
Because he's going to look so steamy. Let's hope he's got a hand he can play with. Kevin does have a hand to play with, not a great one. Also one of the more conservative players at the table. The 9s for Alex. He's going to look very steamed at this point. Now, we both know Josh and know that he's got no steam in him. But Doug may even get in this hand. Yeah, I think 8-6-9-9. So right now he's thinking, okay, there's only 102. I'm going to make a big bet. Probably pot size bet. Double the pot, 200. And that I think that's totally legitimate. Kevin conservatively folds. Alex is going to call or even raise.
Yeah, I think he's got a set mind here.
I just think after that last hand being so stinky that he probably puts him on not much.
Yeah, probably almost any 2 cards, but he's He's woken up the ladies under the gun as well. Jack high flop.
Not too bad for 9s. Great for 7-6. Doug's like, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm open-ended with 2 diamonds. I'll take it. My
Huge flop
equity
for
is
Doug.
he's almost in the equity lead. Not quite, but yeah. Now this is no longer a battle between Alex and Mosquito Josh. This is going to end up being a battle between Doug and Mosquito Josh.
I mean, assuming you don't flop a flush or a straight, this is the absolute dream flop for 7-6 suited.
That is as good as 7-6
This is
gets.
it. Yeah.
That honestly.
So if you're going to play it, you got to see it to fruition. And he actually has almost split equity with Mosquito.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Alex folds, we didn't, but if he folds, he goes into the equity lead. That diamond, it's a bit, that's not good. He's taking a diamond off the board.
I think Doug's got to just get it in
jams
here.
it.
And
He jams it. Well, he puts it both players all in. I don't think he went all in, but he basically put out $3,000 in chips. Oh, $3,500. I'm sorry. My bad. Josh is, Josh is like, is it really possible that he's got Jack 8 or Jacks? 8s, 5s, those are all in play. He knows Doug well.
Yep.
Josh is also significantly less than he was a minute ago. He's still got 1.8 behind, so.
I would also say that given the player type that Doug is, this is the bottom of his range, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
He's going to have all the sets.
He does. Have you played with it?
Pair.
He does understand the value of suited connectors. So. Oh, he got the diamonds at the end. Oh, that is so
52-50 going Doug's way.
Oh, back-to-back crushingly big hands for Josh, who was our
brutal
chip leader to 0. Wow.
Brutal for Mosquito.
Oh, yeah. He's actually only down 2K, but that was it was a $5,000 swing. Essentially. Not really, but a little bit less than that.
And credit to Doug. Played the suited connector, hit the flop that he wanted, and was willing to put the money in.
Well, folks, 8 minutes ago I was going to say, we've hit a little bit of a doldrums in the game, not so much action. And then we just have back-to-back huge hands. Cooler on 2 boards for Josh, and then he gets a really safe card on the turn and crushed by the river on a hand that was essentially playing him for a flip at that point. Wow.
So you tip the dealer when you win. Should the dealer tip you when you lose? Says Phony in chat. Definitely not. I never blame the dealer.
Yeah.
They just deal the cards.
Yeah. I always say this. If you get mad at the dealer, you got to love the dealer too. You want to hate on the dealer, then you got to love on the dealer. It's okay to do both. It's not okay to do one. Well, actually, I only love on dealers. But it's okay to be loving, but you gotta.
I think that they, the obvious thing is they have 0 control over what cards are dealt.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that, as a player, that you can criticize is if they don't follow the action as closely as you would like. But, definitely never the dealer's fault.
Yeah, and if you played at the table with me, I will give you an earful if you try to give an earful to the dealer.
Yes. I
don't want to see that. And I also am probably going to ridicule you if you win a $5,000 pot and throw 2 whites at the dealer, or something ridiculous like that. I had a little bit of an incident with a player the other day that didn't know how to tip. My assumption was he never learned, so I taught him.
Yeah.
And the first time he adjusted, and I was told later that he's been much better since I explained to him what tipping was. My assumption he was from Canada. The Canadians are horrible tippers. He didn't like it when I told him, but when you get to be my age, I don't really give a rip what you like. I'm much more interested in. So, yeah, these dealers, especially our live stream dealers, I'm always say this. They're working twice as hard because they got somebody talking in their ear. They're getting much less hands per hour. So in reality, they're probably not making as much money as if they were on another table. They're doing a 2-hour stint without a break. And oh, by the way, some of our more professional players, because they do this for a living, don't tip as well.
Yeah.
So what do you got to complain about a dealer being in the hole here? And Ace is a really good dealer. So you've got a really good dealer who's losing money, working harder, and working longer.
Yeah. You have to think about it.
You don't tip him, you're going to get an earful.
Well, and I couldn't agree more. And where I'd segue off of that also is that, and it's what you're saying, is that I consider how much effort went into dealing the hand.
Yeah.
So let's say I win a 3-way all-in with a side pot, and they have to
do all those
through
side
all
pots.
That. I'm going to tip more. If me and another player just get it all in pre-flop, I have aces, they have kings, then it's more of a standard tip. So I always.
Yeah, I think that's a great lesson in etiquette for players.
I would encourage everybody to consider how much effort and time did the dealer have to take
and there are
tip
times,
accordingly.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. When Jesse dealt me a royal flush and then followed it up with aces, he got a good tip and a great tip.
Yeah.
Because boo-boo, those cards played themselves. That was all Jesse. Now, did Jesse have control? No.
Right.
But, if it rains, I'm looking up and saying, thank you, clouds. So let's be appreciative of things that we don't have control over. So other times, I get cooler. I kind of understand when players are like, you had to throw out that 9 of clubs, didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
I get that. It's a little maddening. The dealers, I also understand it. Dealers are also poker players. So
yeah,
they get
most
it.
of them.
But you watch, who are the best tippers in any card room? Dealers.
Yep.
So
always.
They know how much work it is. They know how maddening it is to sit and do this all day long. And deal with
a lot of work.
With at least one a-hole per hour. So, I'm always going to be on the side of dealers. So that's my rant.
No, fair enough. I'm definitely with you on that.
To go with the chat,
an all-in for Alex here.
I'm a liberal for dealers. How's that?
Alex is all in with Ace King.
Wow.
I know he has some supporters in the chat.
All right, give it up for Alex. He's all in.
And he'll take it down.
Okay. He's been a little bit card dead. Hadn't had a lot to play, and then when he's had a good hand like 8s or 9s, everybody goes crazy. He hasn't been able to play them.
Jeremy Lewis says, love this channel. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Much appreciated.
Well, we love doing this, and this is a great game to do. All we ask for when I'm driving is like, hey, man, I'm just praying for some action tonight.
Yeah. Well, we have an action lineup, that's for sure.
Well, we do. And we've added some action cards. And, I hate to lose Josh to those 2 cooler hands because he just brings so much action to the
Jedi Master says, I'm a dealer. I've come up with a lot of ways
use the
of
force
dealing
on
with
him.
unruly guests.
Yeah, you got to use the force on him.
Jedi, I know you've been in chat many times. Did not know you were a dealer.
Yeah.
Thanks
Well,
always for
we're a
being
fan.
in the chat.
I work for the military, and then people always say thank you for your service to our officers. I say thank you for yours because it's not an easy job. I did it once at the company Christmas party, and I learned I don't ever want to do it again. Besides being horrible at it, I hats off.
So we had trips there for Doug. He'll take down a small pot.
I don't know. I was gonna bet the turn until the game became. Like, fuck. It was like any other card other than the king.
So Jedi makes a good point. If you get to know the players as a dealer, you can use their name to drive the action. I definitely agree with that. So we've got a lot of hearts here. Kevin with the best hearts, A7. Suited. Kevin with King Queen is going to come along. So we're going 4 ways to a flop here. Ace-high flop with 2 hearts. Action upcoming. Alex has flopped the second nut flush draw, and Kevin with the nut flush draw. Kevin C, that is, and Kevin Y with middle pair.
Yeah, they said that they'll be able to do that. Like you'll be able to just give them money. Yeah, it's a new club, and you'll be able to use it like dollars. You can just cash in and out. Right?
You guys are talking about different things. He's saying like service for the live
And
stream.
what a turn. We got the ace of 5,
I'm talking about an app. They said
or the 5 of hearts, excuse me, on the turn. And Kevin with the nuts here, and Alex with the second nut flush. This is going to be tough to get away from.
No cash.
Yeah, no cash. You can just go cash.
Oh, so it's like a virtual locker.
I think both players slow playing. 7 of spades on the river.
Really nice.
I'd imagine this money's going in the middle.
One day your balance is 0. Right.
Yeah, right.
I mean, that's a good point.
Kevin's going to bet about 3/4 pot. And that'll put Alex nearly all in.
They can't help you.
I would imagine he's got a jam here. Yeah, and Alex goes all in. Kevin, insta-call with the nuts. Very nice hand for Kevin. It's been a little card dead tonight for Kevin. And Alex, just a very unfortunate cooler there. Phony in the chat says 2 pair and a flush, and that's correct. Had the whole board tied up, basically. Definitely a cooler. Looks like Alex is going to call it a night. Hope to see him back on the stream. Just ran into it there. Boney in chat says that's why you don't play hands like Queen 6 suited.
Everyone with hair here is where you have.
I would tend to agree.
Let's go incidental.
I feel like it's very misleading for ball people to do that and wear a hat.
let's say you're like 25. How else are you gonna pick up the chips? What?
I would still want to be.
Tony's saying now Queen 8 I do like, and that's understandable. You can make it straight with Queen 8.
Yeah, I
Queen-
I like Queen 8 suited. I'll play that all day long as it's not too much pre-flop action.
I think maybe when I was younger,
I wish I could buy him.
and I didn't have good hair, I wore a hat a lot more often. But like,
It's not worth taking a risk.
I manifest
Ask her out.
and she's like, "Hell,
Yeah, I like your philosophy, Jedi. You know, when you personalize people, I like you talk about, you know, you introduce yourself and say them. I think this is a great way to. It's a well-known psychological tactic to when you personalize somebody that's a little aggressive. It takes some steam out of the room. So yeah, I like that. I think that's very solid. Good strategy.
So we got a suited ace-4 here for SJ. Had a lot of flushing cards over flushing cards, and ace-high flop, so SJ is going to outflop everybody. Probably doesn't love his kicker, but Kevin's going to bet out with 1% equity. Doug's out of there.
See if you can get a spade here. Increase that equity a little bit. I'm sorry. Did Acme just walked in? Because a brick just came flying through.
Oh, yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
My partner looked at me like, what?
Checks around on the turn and a queen on the river. So SJ is going to be good here with top pair. He'll bet it. Kevin gets out of there.
Nice little pot. Raked in by SJ. Hopefully we'll pop up with some statistics here in a minute to look at stack sizes. Right now we're looking at the PFR, the pre-flop raise. SJ being probably just at the low end of all of these. 20% is kind of low PFR. I guarantee you if Josh was still in the game, he would be at first.
Much higher.
Much higher. Probably 42%. Eddie, who just joined, Steady Eddie's at 0. Big also joined, came in. Steady Eddie, a buddy of mine. Love to play with him.
Yeah, good to have him.
Good
Had him
player,
on the stream
very
multiple
good player.
times.
Yep, he and I battled a little bit and had fun with it. Big gets 7s.
Nobody else with much here.
Yeah, ace
SJ
queen
though, ace queen.
comes up with a premium, just makes a call. Oh no, sorry, raise to 60. Big's gonna call. Go set minor. Wearing his TCH, very attractive blue azure hoodie, and a great board for 7s.
Ooh.
And a pretty good board for ace queen. Still something you can bet. Not putting your opponent on too much that includes these cards.
SJ is the pre-flop 3-better, and I like this raise a ton from Big.
I do too. Putting him in on exactly the range he's got. So you want to play with me? You're gonna have to pay.
Also, the thing is, if SJ comes along, you can kind of shut down and put your opponent on a bigger pair. I imagine he's going to exit. Nope, he calls. Wow.
Not ready to give up just yet. So now completely open-ended for the 7s. He's going nowhere. Let's see what probably a check from SJ will get. A half pot size bet out of Big. He's going to lead out for 525.
He is representing the overpair, and unfortunately for him, Big has turned a hand that he really just can't get away from.
Yeah,
Has
really
a pair
can't.
and an open ender.
And if you put that opponent on ace queen or ace king like he has. I think this is a pretty unexpected play from SJ and very polarizing. You're thinking this is a straight up bluff with the hand that he's got, or this is queens, kings.
Yeah, I agree. I
They were
think
slow played on the previous round of betting.
I think if I'm in Big's head, I'm not thinking my sevens are good anymore.
He's going to make a call.
Only playing to try to hit the straight. Makes the call.
Good call. Let's see how actiony this is. Complete brick.
Nice brick for Big.
Unfortunately, it's a brick for Big as well.
Yeah. We'll see if SJ decides to keep telling the story. I think his only moves are all in or give up and wave the white flag and check.
Has he got this bullet in him? He's got,
I think
Big covered.
I think the final bullet would work, but of course we can see the cards, so we know. But
yeah, I think he should too. But Willie,
yeah, this would be tough.
Willie won't. Willie won't. He will.
He does it. All in from SJ, telling the story that he has a big pair. I don't think Big can call.
I don't know if he announced 1165. That's kind of a strange download, but he put out 1500. Estimating what Big had behind. Boy, I tell you what, if he makes this call, it's call of the night. That's for damn sure.
Yes, this would definitely be the call of the night.
He's like, all right, he's running through it. How many times does he have 7-9? How many times does he, that's unlikely I got sevens. So how does this blocker of this straight ever ahead here? Or do I really believe he had queens and he's good here?
To SJ's credit, the story he's telling is exactly aces, kings, queens, jacks.
Yeah. But, in my head, I'm thinking it's also ace, queen, ace, king.
He calls! Wow.
Call of the night.
What a call by Big.
Boy, and he'll get a little bit of a table.
4,000.
Yeah, he gets congratulations. Little congratulations from the table there.
Headed his way.
Optimized, gives him his due. Says nice call. Wow, in a $4,000 pot.
Incredible hand for Big.
Wow, have we had it all tonight? We were just the chat was just commenting on the action here. Great action tonight. Big, okay, you can't see it, but I am taking off my hat.
Yeah, that was an amazing call.
She's ecstatic about anything.
Incredible
And
call.
I've attempted bluffs similar to SJ, and you sit there and think, I represented it the whole way. How on earth could they call? But maybe Big had some kind of read there, but
I'm just running through what we've had tonight. We've had coolers. We've had crazy calls. We've had crazy all-in bluffs. We've had everything. Fantastic call here by Big. Can't say how good that call was. I liked he took some moment and he said, no straights. I blocked those straights. No flushes. Not worried about that. He didn't bet on the flop. Possibly a value check on a pretty timid board.
Yeah.
Dry as the West Texas sunrise. So I'll give him credit. That was so polarizing. The bet on the turn was polarizing. The jam, which we were anticipating, was polarizing. I think he went through the process of saying, how many times am I ahead here? Well, over 50% probably. So, a logical call, but so tough to make, especially when you just joined a game. That's another factor. Yeah, that was.
And you know,
fantastic.
actually, well played by both players because SJ
Yeah.
stuck to his guns.
Oh yeah, he you know, it
And-
wasn't a third bullet,
Yeah.
but he did, you know, he had both barrels. And he's played now. Big doesn't know it because he hasn't been here, but he's played pretty level. You know, he hasn't played like Mosquito Josh, and he hasn't played like Kevin, or more conservative. So the other Kevin. Wow. All right, we'll take a break in our amazement to play a bomb
Yeah.
pot.
What a play by Big. I would say that is the hand of the night thus far.
I'm looking for spades, and I don't see them. Yeah, Queen 2. SJ has the Queen high spades on the top. The hearts are good on the bottom, but the hearts aren't there yet. So it looks like he's going to get a little revenge on the
rebate.
table, a little rebate. Well, aggression frequency, Big, you jump to the lead. You know, that's
2 hands.
Yeah, 2 hands. You're there already, buddy.
Have you played with Big before?
No, I don't
No?
think so.
I don't think I have either.
You know,
Well-
maybe I'm terrible with faces.
Oh, yeah, it's entirely possible
Yeah,
for me
everybody
as well.
looks the same to me. So unless you come in with bozo hair, I'm not going to remember you.
A lot of orange chips coming out. Those are $1,000. Purple, $500. Black, $100. Green, $25.
Yeah,
Red,
that's right.
$5.
Yeah, that's right. He threw 3 orange chips out, so yeah, he did put them all in 3,000. I was thinking they were 500, but no, that's purple chips. That's red the chip. You don't see the oranges as much, even in this game. Occasionally, Kevin wakes up with queens. KC, the San Marcos man, does most of his playing down in San Antonio, but does love to come up here. He's got a lot of friends here. Friend of mine.
Unfortunately, no action for him.
Yeah, that's he's had that twice now, where the
Yeah.
queens have gotten nothing.
Right.
Yeah, I agree, Phony. It's a mental butt kick. If I can adjust your language a little bit. It's a hard game to play, but that difficulty, I think, makes it also what addicts us so much.
I totally
to it.
agree.
It's hard. I came in last night on about a 4-session downswing, crushed it for $2,000. On a 1-2, that's doing well. Went home.
Very nice.
Woke up this morning. The birds were singing. The cats were happy.
Yeah.
My coffee tasted better. Then I went to work and it all went to hell. But it would change my outlook because it was a really fun session that made me change my attitude about the whole week. All right, let's get back to poker.
Yeah, no, I couldn't agree more. I think the fact that it is difficult is what makes it fun.
Yeah.
If it was easy,
yeah, we'd all be
then
playing
it wouldn't
ping
be fun to
pong.
win.
Yeah, we'd all be
But-
playing pickleball, you know. Not that pickleball's easy. People tell me it's hard.
I've considered taking that up. We got top pair here for Steady Eddie.
Yeah.
King, queen suited in the hijack.
More likely to pick up the luge than to play pickleball.
Steady Eddie had a good session on stream
Yeah, he did.
a few weeks ago.
Like I said, just a heck of a nice guy, too. Fun at the table. So king versus king.
Yeah, Big in an unfortunate spot here.
Probably going to call
Outkicked.
whatever Steady Eddie bets. He's going to come out for 100. And, of course, gets snapped.
30 and 3 months. That's such a good bet for you.
Spades did get there, although they're backdoored. Probably not going to affect the action. Let's see if Steady makes a shot at this. Can probably value bet 150. Maybe put Steady Eddie on a diamond draw. And he's going to smooth call. He's got all the showdown value.
Yeah, I think I like the smooth call there.
Yeah, I do too.
If you raise, you can't get called by anything you can beat.
Yeah, it's it's just a straight poker hand there.
Tony says if you can't celebrate the wins and not be miserable about the losses, you can't master it.
Yeah,
I think is
time to go off the meds. That's what I'd say. If you're not excited and you're not miserable a little bit. I mean, I always say that, there are two different drives that I take home. One is you're an idiot. You have no business playing this game. What did you think? The other one is, I think I might go pro. Those are the totally dichotomous thoughts of my brain driving home. Do hit the like button. Once again, folks, we haven't done any advertisements tonight, so after this hand, you did one while I was out checking the weather? Okay, well, we did one. I do want to tell you that we have a tournament going on tonight, our free roll with additional add-ons. Love that one. Tuesday night is going to be the PLO, $120 buy-in. Wednesday night is a $60 buy-in. And we've got a new one on Friday night, which is the $150 Hold'em tournament. Used to be our PLO night. Double green chip bounty, $3,000 guaranteed. So feel free to come out. We also have a tournament on Saturday that I love to play, the $120 Mega Stack.
Yeah, very fun.
Yeah, got fifth. Dadgummit, bubbled last Saturday. I did cash in the Friday night, so not too bad.
Trips here for Steady Eddie.
Oh, wow.
And top pair for SJ.
And jacks for Kevin, only fading what he thinks is the king.
7 of diamonds.
Okay, Steady.
Changes nothing, really.
Yeah, he's going to check very, very, very coyly because he wants a king to bet, which is what SJ checks. Wow.
Wow, nice check back.
And the 2 is a complete brick. We've either had coolers or bricks on those rivers, it seems like. Kind of a small pot considering this board. Kevin's got the least of it, obviously.
Yeah, Kevin, I would assume in check fold mode.
I'm going to bet $125 here if I'm Steady because I want to get paid. And I ain't worried about much with trips in the top kicker. All right, he must have heard me.
Nailed it. Uncle T with
I do play with it with him
the
a lot.
prediction of the night, the exact bet size.
That's knowing your player a little bit here. And the king's going to call. He might even raise.
Yeah, SJ can't get away for this price.
Yeah, he's just going to flat. Kevin's
I
probably
think
going to
Kevin
fold.
can
He
get
did
out of there.
fold.
Yeah, he does
folded.
get out of there.
Very well disguised 3.
Nice hand for
Yeah,
Steady
I really
Eddie.
got max value out of that
Absolutely.
board. Everybody playing a little tighter on it. A couple of good hands for Steady.
Great call, Uncle T, on the
you.
125 bet because
Well,
I think that was exactly the way he could get the
all the
most
blind
value.
squirrels live in my backyard.
Yeah, to segue off of what you were saying a moment ago, yeah, after a bad session, sometimes you'll think on the drive home, as you put it, do I even know how to play this game? And then there's other times where you have that magical session and you're like, maybe I'm the best player in the world.
I had never thought that before. Unless your world is 1 square block around my house. I had like 8 or 9 winning sessions. Then I had a bad one. It wasn't real bad. And then I went on about 7 or 8 winning sessions in a row. And I'm like, maybe I should think about playing more poker in my retirement. And I could go semi-pro and, And then played 2 horrible sessions where it was all me, not the dealers, not the cards, not the weather. It was all me. And I'm like, you're a moron. You need to take a week off, review your stuff, watch a session or 2 on YouTube, whatever. So
Yeah, it's definitely a mental game. Got a pair of 3s here for Optimize. They're going to be good on a 9 high flop.
yeah, very dry board. 3
Just
suits.
James, 2 overs, backdoor hearts.
If you have the Uncle T here, you're in the lead.
Queen. I think just James could have bet that card.
Yeah. He does
Of course,
know
we know what
Optimize
the
pretty
cards
well.
are.
Optimizes on the button, which opens his range a little bit. And now we've got, spades on the board and a pair of 9s. Nobody's going to do anything about anything.
Where is it? Can I win here? Can I win?
Yeah, you win.
Yep.
You win. Take it.
Optimize. Well, we've been talking about bluff of the night, call of the night.
There's
That's
celebration
reaction of the night.
Yeah, on a $287 pot.
Optimize wins with pair 3s.
He just won $135.
Yeah.
And he gives it the table dance. I love it.
Nice hand for Optimize.
He has been a little card that he hasn't been involved in these crazy pots, so he's probably like, all right.
Yeah.
I finally got I can win. There are times when you go through that process like, am I ever going to win a hand again?
Oh, absolutely. And then there's times where you're like, I'm outsmarting everyone and
You don't lose any money no matter what.
Yeah.
and just running well.
Well, I talking about driving home. There are times that I drive home thinking, you know what, you're just a luck player. If you don't have luck, you don't have game. Yeah, that's the worst negative thought I have. And then I'll think about, no, you know what? Those aces, when I jammed, I played that so well because I knew that player was this, and and I'm driving home going, you got a great game.
Yeah.
So either I have no game and it's all luck, or I have a great game.
Like, how about I owe you
So we're on to hand 74 here. We'll be with you for about 5 more hands.
Yep. And that is not indicative that we lost a few hands to the live stream. We picked it back up. I want to say hand 31. So I don't know if that's the correct amount, but it looks like we got around 100 hands. Asa and Kristen doing a great job tonight. Mel, our producer, who we love and always makes us laugh, we thank you. David, have a great vacation in Vegas. And we appreciate you joining us tonight.
And our thoughts also with our other partner, Dante.
Dante, my brother, you are
had a procedure today, so hope all is well.
Yeah.
Hope to see him back in the booth soon.
Sent one up for him today. Prayed for good health and good results.
No, you don't want 100K?
V-Pip's a little skewed because Big and Steady Eddie haven't been around for the majority of the
Although I
night,
will say Steady Eddie has made the most of his few hands.
Absolutely.
Big too, even more so.
Yeah, Big, I mean.
That huge call of the night.
You could make me like sick on purpose, like poison me.
Phony in chat says, don't watch YouTube and play. You start bluffing and hero calling.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
I totally agree with that. Yeah, I don't watch TikTok either and play, I'm not Instagramming and playing. I'm not doing anything but playing. I have been known to order food while playing, but that's about it.
So we've got a 3-bet here from SJ with pocket 6s. In the low jack, he has position on Steady Eddie, who has ace-queen offsuit.
Yeah, I think it was Steady Eddie came in with the raise and just a call, but and a very, very scary board to both hands.
Oh, okay, we didn't have a 3-bet. Okay.
Yeah, I thought he was putting one in too.
Yeah.
Which,
King 9.
which would have been fun. So now 2 pair for. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he had ace jack. All right. How about we just frick this hand up completely?
So Steady Eddie has 13 outs.
I do like this board at the top. I wish they'd do that more often. Yeah, Eddie hits. Eddie's got
Eddie
it.
gets there.
Yeah, although a very straighty board. He's going to make a little bit of a bet. Properly assesses that his queen's good. In a small pot, he's going to make a pot-sized bet.
Don't think SJ can call here because
it's wet board.
He loses to everything. Yeah, exactly.
The
wet
pot's
board.
not worth it. Do you do that sometimes? You'll look at the pot and think. I mean, you're thinking, why am I even calling for a $32 pot?
Is there anything worth fighting for?
No.
Yeah.
I like my hand, but I don't like the pot. That's what I always think to myself. So max value is up at 2.5. Good night for the young man with the game, with the serious game. Big is up for a few hands. Doug's had a good night. Had a couple of hands, and Card did a lot of times. We don't show just Josh here, but he's down significantly, and SJ's had a bad night, being $4,000 down. Getting his big bluff called. Kevin continues to not get any cards.
Yeah, King 6 offsuit.
Yeah.
Yeah,
everybody's up. 2 of the players, Barber and Mosquito Josh, no longer with us, so this board's a little bit skewed. They took big hits. But Kevin is up for a slow night. Kevin Y, who very rarely isn't up, although we've seen it a couple times recently, is up $1,000 and then all the way up to the top, as we mentioned. Optimize is slowly dug himself out of a hole, but he still finds himself down. And wakes up with queens because I was just being sympathetic to him, and he's going to face a big hand and ace king.
Ooh, and big waking up with ace king.
Yeah, just smooth calls. Very, very well disguised ace king, which I like in the hijack. I kind of like that. You know, it's like, hey.
And Kevin's going to squeeze here with King 10 suited.
As Kevin does. When he gets a good hand, he likes to make a button squeeze.
In position?
Yep. Very, very conscious player of his position. He does know he's facing a really strong blocker hand in an ace king and queens because the betting was so light.
Steady Eddie smartly gets out of there with King Jack offsuit.
Yeah. Did the queens fold? No. Sorry. They disappeared. Yeah. I thought there's no bloody way.
And Optimize is just going to flat, it appears.
So canceling themselves out a little bit, and with the king already gone, Big and KY are actually pretty thin, although Kevin does get the 10 in an all-club board, which none of them have.
Yeah, monotone board is going to be a little scary for everyone.
Kevin in position will bet his 10. Let's see what he goes for here. About 280. It's like 250.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what Optimize does here because can't love the connected monotone board, but still has to feel like his queens are good.
Yeah, at a 1-2 table, this just shuts the action down. But these players are advanced enough to know what the odds are that somebody did play these clubs. So they're not going to make an assumption until a 4th club comes out, which it does not.
Oh, and an ace on the turn.
Unfortunately, the ace hand folded, so Kevin is still behind, although this might give Optimize some pause. Again, he's playing out of position against Kevin.
Yeah.
So he checks it.
Optimize has to hate that turn card. One of the worst cards he could have seen in the deck, except for the ace of clubs.
Phony, please let me make the dad jokes, please. Okay? You steal my dad jokes, and I get irritated. Not really.
An 8 on the river Brings in some straight possibilities.
Yeah, it's a
but
very moist board for queens.
So when you take testosterone, that like naturally lowers your testosterone levels.
And a pretty good sized pot to have to make a hard call on. And the thing about it is that Optimize may make a blocker bet here just because he knows Kevin, if he doesn't, will bet.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think you have to blocker bet here.
He's gonna make a strong bet, a half pot bet, and immediately shuts Kevin down. Yeah, and he knows that was a good play.
Nice.
I love it when
for
Optimize shows his emotions. The good thing about him is he only shows positive emotions.
Phony says, "Sorry, bro. I'm an older dad too. I need to shine."
Yeah, I know. I've been talking straight for 3 hours here, so I'm getting plenty of airtime. All right, Phony, it's yours. I'll come in with the dad jokes right now. I'm going to see at least 2 more before we shut down for the night, as we're going to do in 2 hands after this one. I believe we're going to get 79 hands on the stream. We apologize for the early disturbance in the force. And
had to get the browser back.
Been a
up
great
working.
night, though.
Yeah, great night of poker.
This is 2 sessions in a row. We've been like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Did the time fly by tonight?
Hand of the night for sure is still big. I would say that hero-ish call with pocket sevens. When SJ was telling the story that he had an overpair.
I love this hand. I'll be honest with you. I know it's the Giant Slayer. It doesn't get any action here, but I love that hand. There's something about 10-8 of hearts and 10-9 of spades that I just love.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I like 10-9 of spades also.
Do you? Yeah, it's just, you know, it's called the Giant Slayer for a good reason. And it's also an easy hand to get away from. You know?
Yeah, if you brick the flop,
yeah,
you're just done with the hand.
Yeah, it's like 6-7 is suit, 6-7 diamonds, or which we've seen a couple times tonight. Those kind of hands. Yeah. All right, not my board.
Ace queen suited here for Optimize. Yeah, I agree. I think the biggest mistake I see people make when they play a hand like 9-10 suited is they flop top pair and then don't know what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't get too attached to top pair with moderate kicker.
I would say, and this is a great example, this has been the night of the ace suited.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had some premiums that have not been, you know, ace, king, and all that. But I've seen an awful lot of these 3 right here. And 8-6 is actually in a really good position and hits it. So 8-6 jumps out into the lead.
Wow.
On a you know, rainbow board. Optimize is going to bet his premium, as he should.
We could have had a lot of flops there that would have caused fireworks, but unfortunately, Steady Eddie here in ahead with top pair, no kicker, essentially.
I don't think the $80 will scare Kevin off just yet. He's still got 2 overs to the board, and he's got a backdoor hard draw. SJ's probably going to fold. Eddie's going to stick around. His 6 also brings in some straight possibilities. Backdoor. Yeah, Kevin does make the call. Yeah.
Yeah, I understand the call from Kevin. With the backdoor hearts, I'm sure that's one of the bigger factors. 2 overs.
And SJ does come along. He does have a gutter to the wheel.
I mean, I have like some dyno.
Ooh, and the 9 on the turn. It's
Yeah.
going to put Kevin in the driver's seat here.
Yeah.
Had 14% equity.
Suddenly
before
flips.
the turn.
And unfortunately, Steady Eddie goes into a bit of a tailspin. SJ still looking for the gutter. He's got nothing to be proud of. This is a tough thing about 4-handed. Yeah, you're going to have to check here because you still have nothing, even though you got 2 beautiful cards. Kevin's going to, oh, he does check. And Eddie's going to check. Although you may be thinking all I have to do is fade the 9 here and an overpair. Hey, if you don't use your button, why have it? He does check. 10 doesn't connect with anybody. Doesn't bring anything really in except for straight draws.
And I want,
Eddie's got the closest thing to it.
but like honestly, it's like the reason
No, I wouldn't be surprised if this
Yeah,
checks
Queen
around.
Jack got there, which would have been 2 overs.
And believe
It's
me, Eddie right
possible.
now just wants a,
I've been trying to eat
and Kevin both just want showdown.
like
So,
naturally, like I don't have like a super low like body
yeah,
fat,
this actually kind of turned into
super lean or anything, so I
less than it was, and Kevin's going to take it. Yeah.
Yeah, steady Eddie has the check back there. Has showdown value. Doesn't want to turn his hand into a bluff. I would say that's the correct play also.
Yeah, yeah. Pretty much everybody except for SJ had showdown value, and he's in the earliest position, so it's hard to bet.
225 by the end of this time.
So we're on to our final hand here, folks. Hand 79. It'll be a PLO bomb pot.
But I'm only like
I'm Kyle Whammo Frisbee. I've been here with
Yeah, this is Uncle T. Join us Thursday night if you like PLO. We do have bomb pots, but we'll be playing regular 125 PLO at TCH Austin. It'll be live streamed without commentating, so you get to hear all my bad dad jokes from the table. But we've had a great night. We really appreciate you being here on a little bit of a wet and rainy Austin night.
Yeah, out of nowhere, too. It didn't look like there was any chance of rain when I got here.
Yeah,
And
it just popped up, as it does in Texas. And this is our last broadcast of the Monday Night live stream from the old venue here on Anderson Mill and 183. We will next be streaming our 2.5 live stream from the new venue, which we're all excited to go to. And we will, I don't know that we'll be in the booth that day, but if we're lucky enough to join you, we'll be very happy to be broadcasting or streaming from that venue.
yeah, I can't wait to see the new location. I drove past it on my way here.
Have you seen the inside?
I have not seen the inside.
I'm going to
but
go
I
by
have
there, I think, and go look inside, stick my head in.
Joe, the fantastic GM here, told me that it's pretty spectacular looking the way it's coming together. So I cannot wait to play there and hopefully stream there.
Yeah. Well, we will stream there. It's I was told by Victor, the overall TCH Texas general manager, not the location manager, but the overall general manager. I was told that we will have the nicest live stream area in the state of Texas in the new venue.
I believe it.
I do too.
If you've ever been to our Las Colinas location, I believe Austin is going to be that on steroids. So,
well, I've been to Las Colinas. I loved it. I also talked to the chef that does the menu there. We're going to have a great menu. We'll have a bar. I think the reason we're so late in opening is because all those things in Austin are so difficult to get what do you call it, licenses for.
yeah, I saw the sound truck outside installing, I assume, the speakers.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, we're going to hang on for hand 80 here because Optimize says kings, and then we'll let you go. We said hand 79.
Well,
but
they
we'll
actually
do one more.
It was hand 79, but Asa had a misdeal, so it actually gave an extra hand when in reality it wasn't a hand. He just
we'll see what happens here,
punted off
folks,
a
and
king
then
of clubs.
We'll,
Volume is more aesthetic related.
Oh, okay.
Ah, okay. All right. Well, so producer Mel lets us know that hand 79 was indeed the end of the stream.
Oh, all right. Well, so we won't see what happens to Optimize his kings? I don't know if I can stand it.
Looks like he makes the call.
I mean, he could win $7 here.
I mean, a whole $7, and that appears to be about what he won.
All right, thanks,
It's been an
folks.
incredible night of poker, everybody. Thanks for joining us at Texas Guardhouse Austin. I'm Kyle Whammo Frisbee. He's Uncle T.
Yeah, thank you to all the chatters. We will see you soon, and thank you for joining us. Hope
Have a
to see
great
you
night,
soon.
everybody.
Good night.